Welcome back to Canada's tournament capital. We're in Kamloops, day 4 of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Two of the best meet this afternoon at the Sandman Center.
And it's a win for the record books for Jennifer Jones.
Jennifer Jones is hoping her youthful teammates will help secure a record-breaking 7th title. Back-to-back wins has Manitoba trending in the right direction. Three-time champ Rachel Homan aims to do one better in BC. A runner-up 3 of the last 4 years. Homan joined forces with Tracy Fleury. Will she be the missing piece to Homan's puzzle? Ontario, Manitoba, draw 8 is next. The city does such a wonderful job of championship events. The Memorial Cup will be on TSN starting in May in this building, but this week it's all about the best female curlers in Canada, the Scotties. And what a matchup, draw 8, Jones versus Homan. Earlier today, draw 7, some outstanding shot making, including Newfoundland Labrador taking on the Northwest Territories. There's your skip in the house, as Carrie Galusha throws the lead stones, holds the broom, and Joanne Rizzo, the 4th rock thrower. She has been a rock star. And check out this shot. Literally that much room to get through, and she did it. Little chip of the red. Shooter hangs on. How about 2 on the board? Rizzo has been dynamite. And this team, high fives, improving now to 3-1, 14-8 the final. Northern Ontario beating New Brunswick 8-6 as those two on the podium last year in Thunder Bay. So Krista McCarville winning in an extra. Nova Scotia cruising 8-2 over BC. In Alberta, their first win, 9-4 over Team Nunavut. Just one team remains undefeated thus far, and that is Carrie Anderson at 3-0 in Pool A. What a start, Galusha, McCarville 3-1 in Pool B, and just a reminder, top 3 on each side qualify for the playoffs. Coming inside the building, glad you're watching our coverage on TSN on this holiday Monday. Joined by Scotties champion Joanne Courtney, Russ Howard, I'm Brian Woodrick. And earlier today, this morning, 2 athletes certainly standing out, Joanne Rizzo and Christina Black. They are feeling it thus far here, Joe.
Yeah, and Brian, at the start of this event, you get drawn to those top seeds, and we said that these teams could upset, but look, they're at the top of the standings.
In the meantime, marquee matchup. You can't ask for much more. Jennifer Jones, 6-time Scotties champion. Rachel Homan, 3-time Scotties champ.
The last 18 years, 9 championships for these two, 50%. It's unbelievable. We all talk Anderson. Maybe not. 2 legends. And what you're going to see today is what we've seen all the time. Gloves off, rocks all over the place.
Jennifer Jones' last title in BC, Penticton in 2018. However, that being said, when you talk about Jones, yes, she is a legend, a great player, but this is a brand new team, Joe.
Yeah, and it's Jennifer Jones and the kids. They have been walking the walk, playing that super aggressive play. In their first game, though, the art of rock management takes years and years to hone in. They gave away some points. They cannot do that today against Team Homan.
Jennifer Jones chasing after a 7th Scotties title. Nobody has accomplished that. What a matchup. You can't ask for much more on this holiday Monday. It is Jennifer Jones, Rachel Homan. First rock next from campus.
I think we've had a great season and definitely getting better and better with every tournament. Lots of stuff to learn about each other and different roles that everyone's had to fast track learning, and it's going really well.
Every game is tough and it's going to be a grind, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You're playing against the very best, and that's what you really want to do in sport. It's fun to challenge yourself. It's fun to have to play your best in order to be successful, and we know we're going to have to do that.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like it. By PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
Monday afternoon in Kamloops, all 4 sheets. In play our feature on Pool B. We'll keep an eye on Pool A, Silvernagle and Laurie St. George. Can Carrie Anderson start 4-0 at this year's Scotties, looking for her 4th consecutive title? And Wildcard 2 and Yukon in Pool B play on Sheet C as well, so both pools in play again on this afternoon. It is time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Manitoba out of the St. Vital and Altona curling clubs. Jennifer Jones, Carly Burgess, Mackenzie Zacharias. And in this game, it is lead Emily Zacharias, as Lauren Lenentine has this game off in their rotation. And for Team Ontario, you have Tracy Fleury, Rachel Homan, Emma Miskew, and it leads Sarah Wilkes. Rock colors on this Monday afternoon. Red stones belonging to Team Manitoba. Team Ontario playing the yellow stones. It was indeed Jennifer Jones winning the draw to the button. So to start things off, it is the Team Ontario lead, Sarah Wilkes. And Joan, being one of the most dominant front-end players when you played for years, I am just curious how long, new look team for Team Ontario, does it take to get that chemistry? New front end, Emma Miskew, Sarah Wilkes. What is that process like behind the scenes? How hard do you have to work at it?
For me, it was always about repetitions, Brian. You need to learn how to trust each other, especially with this one sweeper format now. You have one person doing the work, the other person is doing the judging, and you have to believe that the other person is seeing it the way you're seeing it. There's two heads out there, but that working together piece is really hard to master. We actually saw last night in the Team Homan game, there was a crucial draw going away in the 7th end where Emma wanted to go. Sarah kept saying, I don't know, and it was ended up being an oversweep. So figuring out that communication, who's seeing it better, it takes a lot of time to master.
And Russ, I apologize not asking you about sweeping early on in the broadcast. I thought I'd go to the pro.
Somebody's got to yell.
Hard,
they can all work.
Get it in, Matt. Hard. Hard, Car. You got to get it in. No, you're not. Okay, that's fine. I think.
Let's start with the keys to the game, and we'll begin with Team Ontario.
I think for Team Homan, you got to get the guards in tight. You don't want to have a lot of long ones with a lot of finesse shots, which advantage Jones. And are there flurries in the forecast, Brian? Tracy Fleury's only 74%. That's unbelievably low. She's normally 10% better than that. Time for some snow.
You know, my first TV job, I was a weather specialist, and my line was no flurries, no worries.
Oh.
I need a little gun point and threw it back to the. That's a true story. Lloydminster, Alberta. And the Manitoba keys, Joe.
Yeah, for Team Jones and the kids is to continue to play the only way you know. We've seen with Jennifer Jones, she has not adjusted that aggressive style of play, even though her team is completely new. The team has elevated their game and they're playing really well with that aggressive style. But they also have to be aware of the bullet. If you leave a blast for Rachel Homan, she has been throwing those so well. So you want to try to force Team Homan to the finesse side of the game.
Keys to the game brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It's pure comfort.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Okay. Just heavy. 10 and a half.
Yeah.
All right.
Please, maybe just
Top of
try
the
to
hair?
tap it
Yeah.
up just a little bit, like top fork.
Okay. This is a little less ice than me. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Does it
need
look like
because we
Max
cleared
still?
the guard by a ton.
Are you throwing like top 4 on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. You could probably take a hair less.
Okay. Here, Les.
That's the shot that was just missed, Brian. Everybody's been missing it narrow. There's fresh pebble. It's really sharp. The ice is extremely sharp at the start of the game until you wear it down. So I think it was just too much thinking. They decided to throw it too hard. Didn't get the curl.
Hey, you're by. Yep. Yep. You're by.
Wow.
Spot surprising both teams, a little bit more gradual than they're expecting. You heard Emma in the hack saying, I'm going to try to throw top 4 on my own, thinking it would be a little bit heavy there.
Yep, right.
Just a wrong guess.
Yeah. As you said, day one, it's a living, breathing organism. It's changing all the time. And I think, Mike Merklinger has probably figured out how to not have it so slow at the start. And it's fooled both teams already.
Mike, the head ice technician for this week at the Scotties.
My fault, Mac. My fault.
Speaking of sharp and young, let's bring in our Kathy Gauthier.
Well, 1 for 2 isn't bad, is it? Saskatchewan and Quebec go head-to-head. Both of these teams much better than their record. Laurie St. George is in every game but can't finish. And Robin Silvernagle has about 6 good ends, and then they too struggle to finish. Somebody's got to win that game today. Casey Scheidegger will take on Yukon and try to rebound after a loss yesterday. She has the top third in the field in Kate Cameron, and that is going to help. And finally, PEI and Canada go head-to-head. Carrie Anderson looking for her 4th consecutive win. And even though they won last night in that extra end, I don't think she was happy with consistency. We'll want to work on that today.
Kathy, thank you. So Anderson chasing after that 4th consecutive title. Someone has to tell Shannon Burchard that sometimes you lose at these events.
No kidding.
4 appearances, 4 wins. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, hard for line. 7.
And that type of thing just has to bleed into the rest of the team. Not that they don't know how to win either, but you're right. A 4 in a row, like it just she expects to win.
Yeah,
That's simple.
To be in the final 4 times and to never experience the feeling of losing it. That's amazing.
Which you and I have talked about in length.
Yeah, that was half.
And the one that she won that some people forget about was with Jennifer Jones, Penticton, in 2018 in this province.
Weight's nice. No.
Chance here to get a roll under and behind a lot of cover here for Emily Zacharias.
Straight.
Rather, Mackenzie Zacharias.
Whoa. Yep. No roll. No roll. Okay. Good. Okay.
Looks a little frosty.
Decision time now. You could, with one buried, roll the dice and go around again, but you wouldn't want to set up a yellow double without hammer.
Okay. Keep it back just a little. Yeah, just a little more.
And the 6 Scotties for Tracy Fleury, obviously joining this team for the first time this season as she's played for Ontario, Northern Ontario, Manitoba, Team Wildcard.
Whoa. No. Emma.
John, roll it in a little. Yep.
And she'll flip inside a little bit, and for now it is Team Ontario lying the 2 without hammer here in this first end.
They're 1, 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go, Brian. Jen initially said, let's play this double peel, make sure we score.
Sound a bit wider than M for sure.
Yeah. Let's go, Car. I'll go on it early.
Opting to play the aggressive call here. This is a line neither team would have seen. Maybe someone threw out here in practice, but this is a bit of a guess.
It's a huge guess.
That's not a there.
You have to think it's a little crispy out here.
How about that resume? One of the greatest junior players ever. 3-time Canadian champ, 3-time world champ in Carly Burgess.
Keep going. Gotta rub off.
Okay.
You like this? I think so.
I think we can get there easier with this.
Yeah.
Speeds, draw for hammer.
That was a pretty predictable outcome there, Brian. Fresh pebble. You're training yourself not to be deep because behind the tee lines have no real value, but it had to be slow out there.
Hard to get there,
Here they make the double, and they've got the run. Yeah. Just she's gonna come this way.
We don't have to waste this much time on this.
Whatever you like, Rach.
I love it, guys. First end, 2 favorites, head-to-head, rocks in play, go time.
Absolutely.
And you heard Emma say, I don't want to waste this much time on this. We're sitting 2. Things aren't looking too terrible. Let's not overthink this.
Yeah, you can get into that habit, can't you?
And especially with 2 lifetime skips and now at back end, it's something that they have to be mindful of.
No line at all. Curl. 8. Curl. Curl, Sarah. We gotta bury it. 8, 9. Okay, go all the way back. It's there. All the way back.
It's there.
And stay with it. Not back 8. Gotta go. Hard, guys. Hard. Okay. Think you freeze this. Okay.
Think close to the same.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think
Just about exactly where you didn't want to put it.
Yeah, you heard Rachel saying all the way back. What she wanted the sweepers to do was bring it all the way into the back 12 foot so that Jennifer Jones and team cannot make the freeze and sit shot.
True.
This is a good chance to sit shot, and that rock will be tough to remove.
Yeah, just watched it. There'd be all kinds of draws down this path in practice.
Got no line out. Wide open.
Joe, is it just me, or since they changed the rule, obviously the no tick shot off the center line, we used to felt like there were so many blanks in the first end. It feels like that's gone away. Is that fair?
Yes.
And I think part of that too is, depending on who you're playing, if you allow a team to blank the first end and settle in, it actually works against you. We saw last night when McCarville was playing Ontario. Ontario was coming off a loss to Northwest Territories. If McCarville would have gone after them, get a centerline guard up, make them play some draws, that would have made them uncomfortable. Instead, they took it easy, let them see some hit lines, got some free draws. We don't see teams do that a lot anymore. Just because you won the hammer, you're not going to get a free end.
Look at the ice Rachel's taking for this. She's got the broom right on the center line. She has to back this up to some degree, or it's all over one of those guards, which we know she will. It's just her style. A little bit of an outward pop.
Easy, easy.
She made some beauties last night in Ontario's bounce back win. Rachel Homan, look at that, rolls in, counting 1, 2, and 3 without the hammer here in 1.
I almost fell.
Most teams would be not really happy with the way they've started, but for Manitoba, Jennifer's licking her lips here. Ryan, this is her shot. She drew the pin in practice. She's got backing. She's got guards.
They've also seen it a few times. The spot is running nicely. Not quite finishing as much as the teams are expecting. A lot of under curls so far this end.
I had a really high time on yours, Carly. Is it heavier than draw the button?
No, I think it's the same as draw.
This side's
yeah,
the same.
They didn't touch it, so yeah. You got it, Jen. Let's go.
Russ, have you noticed any difference? So our feature is on sheet A. It's an outside sheet by the fans. Any difference from the outside sheets to the B and C inside sheets at all?
I think Friday night there was. We covered, Joanne and I covered the same sheet, and against the crowd side it was noticeably slower, whereas Kathy was telling us the other 3 sheets were fine. But it seems to be getting better and better every draw.
Work if you can.
Let's kick things off. Update time. Kathy Gauthier.
Well, Muddy, we talked about how Casey was going to try to rebound off after a loss, but has been in all kinds of trouble this end. She tried a double on her first, only got 1. And so Haley hit back to lie the 2. There is a stone belonging to Casey Scheidegger that is probably half to 3/4 open. Trying to play a quiet wait. Potential is 3.
Haley Burney, a skip from the Whitehorse Curling Club in Yukon, taking on Casey Scheidegger, wild card, team number 2.
Clean. Shot.
Lovely weight, little tap, and how good is that?
Gee,
3 red on the board.
What a start.
Her second 3 this week. Yukon up 3-0. A nice little shot there from Haley Burney.
Jennifer did what Jennifer does. Maybe too good, Joanne. I think Rachel can get this across the top.
I think she has enough to pick it right out, Russ.
More weight.
Final stone. Rachel Homan here in 1 without hammer.
Yeah, keep going. You're doing it.
Trying to get across that center line and clip that red out, and she will, and jams the red as well. Look at that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 early. And what a test early for Jennifer Jones. That's what we signed up for this afternoon.
And they do it 2 different ways. You know, it's the hitting ability of Rachel is just legendary, and nobody draws better than Jennifer Jones. That wasn't easy. That curls a little more, you jam it.
Yeah, the sweepers for Jennifer's first wanted to sweep at the end to make it curl. It just had a little bit too much weight. They could not have afforded to go behind the tee line there.
Joe, how much did you get up for these games when you know you're taking on another favorite?
Oh, this is what you play for.
I wish at home you could see the smile. She just flashed at me in the booth. That's awesome. That's said enough.
Whoa, Ann.
Little wider out there.
Final stone here in 1. Jennifer Jones. A big draw. We just saw her throw one. I see you got the timer out, Joe. What you got?
Mine's nice.
15. A little less than her first.
Can't hurt it.
Throwing it to her sweepers, and they do the rest. Buckle in, Canada. I think we got a good one on this Monday afternoon. Lovely draw, Jennifer Jones. We're underway as she's on the board on this holiday Monday here at the Scotties in Kamloops. is Emily Zacharias as the 21-year-old lead stones for Team Manitoba. And a nice draw from Jennifer Jones, a case 5 in that first end. So a 1-0 advantage, and here in the second end, it is Team Ontario with Hammer throwing the Yellowstones.
And for Emily Zacharias, this is only her second game of the Bonspiel here.
That's right.
They are alternating at lead with Lauren Lenentine. They're a 5-person team. They've been rotating all year.
You swept that the whole way.
And they're committing to that, I believe, for at least the first part of the week, Russ.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I imagine it gets to the crunch time. They might look at some other options, somebody struggling or a bit injured.
Glenn said earlier in the week that they will probably do the rotation for the most part, but they did say that there may be a point later in the week where they would pull Mackenzie out, put both of the other players in, and just sort of see how that goes. And then as it gets to the second weekend, I think that they'll look at what combination is working the best.
And that Glenn is Coach Glenn Howard. He's coaching this team. And, you know, there's a bit of sacrifice when you agree to sign up for this. They're all competitors. They're all hungry. They want to win. And that includes Lauren Lenentine, who's on the bench for this one. She's got the binoculars in her hand. And there is Glenn Howard, the coach, 4-time Brier, 4-time world champ.
She can't find any hair in that head. Even with the
well, she's pointing up at you at the booth for the record. Yeah. But all kidding aside, what a great wealth of knowledge that your brother brings
for sure.
on that bench.
Sorry, Matt. My fault.
And I think for this team as a foursome, I mean, no one wants to sit. It's hard to be that person that isn't in the action. But at the end of the day, when Jennifer Jones called, you can't say no to that call. And even Mackenzie was talking yesterday after the game saying, we always wanted to win this thing. We always felt like we could, but now we feel like we really can. It adds that confidence, and you can see it in their play, like in all 4 of those players. So the sacrifice, sure, it's hard to be sitting players. It is hard to rotate a bit, but they've played more events, and they have that confidence now.
Yeah, well said.
Carly Burgess was talking with TSN yesterday and said it took a while. As she's in the hack, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's Jennifer Jones's broom I'm throwing to. This is unbelievable. But you know what? She just became one of the girls, as she said. And Jen says, I want to play with you guys. And then it became more of a friendship, partnership thing, and you get past the point of I'm playing with the great Jennifer Jones, and they become a team and obviously friends.
They really, really improved. And I think it's sort of what you said, Joanne, is the confidence level. And how great is that going forward when Jennifer finally does pack it in?
No.
Think what they're going to learn.
We might pack it in before she does, though, pal. The way she continues.
No kidding.
Okay.
This rock took a turn.
11. Okay, Matt.
Out of Mackenzie's hand, the call was whoa. And then all of a sudden, it just took a turn, and very unexpected early in this game from Mackenzie.
Remember, Carly got out pretty wide in some fresh pebble last end, came up quite a bit light on the draw.
Okay.
I heard Jennifer say 11. Maybe it was supposed to be a 10. It just came down.
Second stones for Team Ontario. Emma Miskew, who actually skipped the team in Thunder Bay last year. Rachel Homan was off to the Olympics with John Morris in mixed doubles.
Really good. Well, okay. Sort of. I think it was good weight, right? You were right.
About 3/4. Okay. Heel.
They were looking to roll a little bit further over and peek out the other side. This double's pretty natural for Team Jones to get out of this.
Close.
Carly Burgess, 1-2, lovely shot.
Good sweep. Control. Clean it. No. Get close. Yep. Slow.
There's a great shot of how much it curls depending on the speed.
We're good, Em. We don't need to roll it. Good. Nice shot.
Joe, as we all know the story, Rachel and Emma have played together forever. How much, when you bring in a new player dynamic, even though Tracy Fleury in her own right is a wonderful player, working on reading her release and bringing her into that team. And I know that team in particular, when you were on it, really worked hard at having a similar release.
Yeah, and the release is a little bit different on this team. They throw the rock straighter, managing their break point late in the sheet just to get some more consistency. But not everyone does that, and Tracy didn't moving into this team, so I am so impressed with how well she's played. Her play hasn't really faltered, and she's had to make some tweaks.
Sorry, Carly, my fault.
Carly Burgess rolls that one top 4, shot stone.
Rachel's content to roll it back, sit the 2.
Just wide. Okay. How much weight? Say control. Control?
You had to change your release a little bit, did you not?
I had to change my release a lot, Russ.
Because it wasn't very good, or you're just trying to match up?
I went into the team with 2.5 rotations on my out turn, and I had to get myself around the 5 ballpark. So that was a big adjustment for me.
How long would that take you, do you think, before you felt like I could do this under the gun?
That was the problem. Is it felt great in practice, but then all of a sudden the pressure's on, and you're going to revert back to your old habits. And that'll be frustrating for Tracy Fleury rolling out there. That was a great opportunity for a very simple 2 against Jennifer Jones.
I think I'm going to keep her
9.5.
down here. Yeah.
I think Tracy's really the key to this team's Ontario success.
Yeah, just too much. Yeah.
Just not quite curling the way I remember her playing so far.
Yeah, through the season, she's been phenomenal. And there's a fierceness to her that I didn't know she had to come onto this team and to continue to play so well. But the Scotties is different. There's so much more pressure. And the team has actually played a lighter schedule this year. They're one of the only new teams that did that. So they've had fewer repetitions of getting into the high-pressure moments and seeing what everyone needs. They're still learning those pieces from each other.
10.
In her 17th Scotties appearance.
Right
Trailing only Colleen Jones with 21.
Yep. Roll it a bit. No roll. Good.
What was that, Matt? Just ran nice.
What was that?
9.5. Hey?
Yeah, it did. Good throw.
I'm always on the fence in this one, Brian. You nose it, which gives
used it.
Jennifer a chance to roll buried. Or do you try to roll buried, albeit behind the tee line, and if she freezes, you're going, why did I do that?
All the way? Okay.
It's part of the reason, Russ, I love this game so much. There are so many options at all times.
Yeah, there is.
But you got to make it, right? Make the one you call.
Just normal. Little quiet.
I think we've seen hit and rolls are really difficult so far this week. That precision hitting has been a challenge for most of the teams here.
Hard. That's good. Okay. 9-2.
A free ride at it here. No pressure.
I think it's good speed here. Yeah, that was it.
And they'll even try to overroll and show a piece on the other side, force Team Homan into different spots that might run a little bit differently. Early in the game, they're still sorting out how all these paths are running.
Okay. But it kind of tracked like right there.
And then came back?
As soon as I said hard, it was taking off.
Easy. Whoa, no. Whoa. Curl.
And you can hear Jennifer out of her hands.
Curl.
A little bit outside.
Curl. No. No rolling.
Fuck. Sorry.
Boy.
They were indecisive when she let it go. It sounded wide.
Yeah, there's almost a panic wide, and next thing it was gone. Let's see what she says.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Next toss.
Is it quiet?
I didn't think so.
Sorry, Mac.
Yeah, good throw. Moves a lot there.
Yeah.
Starts. Yeah.
How do you think this will run? I don't think anything.
I agree.
Tracy's just kind of fell.
Yeah. A little left, Trace.
How are you throwing it? I think just straight through.
Okay.
In it with heels too much.
So a chance here for Rachel Homan here in 2.
Yep.
2 blank. Retain hammer.
Yep. Clean. Clean. Whoa. You can clean. We're good. We're good.
Always nice to hear clean. And bang, away it goes. Blank on the board. As we step aside from Kamloops, a 1-0 advantage for Team Manitoba. Welcome back to Kamloops. Yes, of course, Trade Center right around the corner. This obviously a big hockey town with the Kamloops Blazers. The Memorial Cup coming to Kamloops in May, and a lot of great alumni over the years. Mark Recchi, Drew McGinley, Daryl Sidor, Scott Niedermeyer, and of course a number of them part owners of the club, Recchi, Doan, Ginla, and Sidor. Current players Logan Stankoven, Owen Zellweger, so exciting for this city to have the Memorial Cup coming up. As we have taken over, though, the best female curlers in Canada competing for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And in our feature, it is Jennifer Jones 1, Homan nothing after the blank. In the second, here in 3, Homan once again with hammer.
Yep. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Sarah tried the out-turn, that yellow one you're looking at, the out-turn come around, just ticked the center guard, left it on the line, but rolled to a really good spot. I wish more teams would actually do that. It's that race to the button all the time. If that did get by, it would have been top 12, and it really would have been a guard for Team Jones. Keep an eye on that yellow guard. That'll pay dividends for Rachel Homan here.
On that note, though, Russ, with the no-tick rule, she only moves that rock a fraction. Moves it any more, everything comes off.
Clever.
It's as if you didn't throw. Sweepers did well to keep it straight and just kiss it.
Keep going. Whoa, I don't think I want to.
Russ, for our viewers maybe not familiar, maybe walk us through the new change.
Yeah, I think it's a great change. The rocks are so good now. The ice is so good. The athletes are so good. That tide coming home 8 times out of 10 became quite boring. And the ticks were made twice by these wonderful leads and the great rushing, and all of a sudden it's over. So the first, basically you can't hit anything if it's on the line until you hit your own until the 6th rock.
Right.
So, and it adds a lot of elements because it's hard to get it on the center line. Everybody says, oh, geez. Well, first of all, you got to be able to do it. And then you want some separation. So a good lead puts 2 on the line with some separation, and there's a fighting chance you can steal. And all of a sudden, hammer's not as big a deal anymore.
Yep, you can go. Yep.
What it does is it gives the team, if you fall behind in a game, it gives you a fighting chance and keeps it interesting for the team that's leading. They can't just blast everything.
Nice call, Jen.
Speaking of former great front-end players, Kathy Gauthier, update time.
Oh, Muddy.
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll today.
You are.
Yeah, okay.
And who's not on a roll is Casey Scheidegger. She has been struggling. She had an opportunity for a double, didn't make it, wound up hitting and rolling a little bit too far. Bernie buried right away. It is 2 that Casey faces again, needs the Hearts.
So full credit for this team out of Whitehorse, applying the pressure early on Casey Scheidegger out of Lethbridge.
Looks like. Good.
But this draw weight
Nice,
looks perfect, and it is stopping back Hearts for a single. So wild card 2 on the board. It's 3-1 over on sheet C.
Cleanup time in our feature game. Emma was looking to connect with one of those 2 yellows in front of the house. Unfortunately, just had the single peel, so Team Jones will replace that. They'll be very happy with the situation in the house right now.
Yeah. Just a little full. I didn't want to
Mackenzie Zacharias, the Canadian junior champ in 2020.
Looks heavy.
Also won the World Championship that year.
Yeah, then we got to go around. Yep.
We're just tight.
No. Yep.
Trying to decide if they can get around the guard because this is heavy.
They don't want to group the stones. It makes the clear shot a lot easier for Team Homan.
Okay.
Wouldn't be afraid to hit the red one either. 2 choices here.
I think they're hoping to stick that yellow in the house somewhere.
Right.
If we by chance touch this, I think it still gets it. I mean, we got to aim on the
but we'll try to just miss. Try like just a
we
hair
gotta,
high.
if we miss, we got to miss on the inside.
Yeah.
What am I playing? Just a hair high. On the yellow?
If
Peel,
you're
just
low,
a
you
hair
clip
high.
that yellow though. I think you still get it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, you could nose that red, make the double, and have 3 out front. But this certainly is a good call too. Maybe a hair harder.
Close. Close. Yeah.
Good shot.
That'll work. No, didn't get it out though.
Does that yellow jam on it though?
It's really close.
See that? Yeah.
Em will be happy with that. Throw a little wide on her first. She threw that very hard. Curled up a bit more than they wanted it to, but it still plays, obviously, clearing off the whole front.
It's good. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes. We're big. Whoa.
It's going to be awfully
Watch
close
the
to
roll.
jamming.
Not out.
Oh, right by. You owe us one, Russ, just for the record there. Thank you.
Like 9-1, so.
Hit that any thinner on our right-hand side. That does tickle it on the way
It
by.
still didn't really curl, so I think it's pretty straight.
Kathy, update time. Robin Silvernager, Laurie St. George.
Laurie St. George made a very nice hit and roll to the wings on her first so that Robin Silvernagel had no opportunity for the double. She did hit and stick and is shot stone, and so this is the open hit for 2.
In our feature, bang, bang, nice double. And the shooter will roll out, so just the single.
One yellow.
For Laurie St. George, Silvernagle with hammer leading by 1 after 3.
Clean only.
It's a big difference so far this week. It's making those easy shots out there, Russ. Like that's a low degree of difficulty. Laurie would make that shot in her sleep. And for whatever reasons, you know, a little bit different as you start the week. The ice conditions are going to change as the ice makers settle into the building, but it's the teams that sort out the trends, that figure out where to put that broom, what throw, what release they need. They're going to be the ones that are at the top at the end of the week.
Absolutely.
Can't win a national championship when the easy shots are getting missed. You're going to miss the complicated ones.
And this is
it's
our
happen.
third time in this sheet. How many times have we seen that shot as you were talking, in a little wide, outside in, rolls out half a rock? They can't seem to get the broom tight enough on that intern.
Well, and I would add to what you're both saying that I am really confused by is in the case of Laurie St. George, I agree with you, Joe. Not only would she make that, but it was the exact same spot she had just thrown in. And we're seeing that consistently, that the same shots, you know, somebody will put it on the button, they'll have the exact same draw, and they're 4 feet heavy. And I don't know if it's a concentration thing or a lightening up on the focus. I just don't understand. That's my analysis. I don't know. I just don't understand.
All I heard is I don't understand.
She says that to me every morning, Russ. You just get used to it after a while. It's okay.
You do see sometimes, depending on the building, every rock that goes down a path, it gets straighter and straighter, it gets faster and faster. And we saw the ice, it went flat the first day. We talked about maybe they're making it a bit sharper, so a little bit patchier, but in our game today at least, the speed was great off the hop. A little bit slower out wide, but you're always going to expect that. So,
and you'd think these two great skips would have a handle on that.
Okay. Weight's good.
Easy, you got room.
Little heavy. Curl then. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 8-9. Good. Good.
Kathy, another update. It is Suzanne Burt, PEI, taking on the 3-time defending champ, Team Canada, and Carrie Einarson. And the 4th rock thrower for this PEI team is Marie Christensen. or pardon me, it is not. It is Suzanne Burt.
Well, and Suzanne made a good one, Brian, on her first one. She corner froze the shot stone, but Carrie was able to not only remove it, but roll behind the corner guard. And so facing two is elected to play the nose hit for the single and has made it.
A lot smoother than me during that update, Kathy. Thank you.
It's another one. Not a crucial hit roll out by Jennifer, but quite a bit wide on that out-turn attempt.
Yeah, and you can hear Rachel's being very deliberate with where she wants the broom. Don't want to give her free looks at lines for hits.
So a freebie for Rachel Homan. And back-to-back blanks in our feature as Manitoba takes on Ontario 1-0 after 3.
Scotties championship for Manitoba. And it's a win for the record books for Jennifer Jones and Manitoba. And Canada is your world champion. Jennifer Jones will go for gold again.
Really is impressive. And how about this comparison with Tom Brady, Jennifer Jones, debut year, pretty close. Scotties final Super Bowls and the wins. Just one difference to me, though. One's retired.
That's right.
And one's still rocking. Very special player that we've got to watch for a long time and continue to watch. And Kathy Gauthier, great memories, especially in watching that first one where you won with Jennifer Jones.
That 2005 win, it was such an exciting way to win. You're either losing if you don't make it or you win and you get into the trials, you go to the Worlds. And I remember talking to Jen after, and I just loved the thought process. She said as she sat in the hack, her thought process was, Jennifer, you've waited your whole career for the opportunity to make this shot. And I thought that's the positive kind of thinking that makes champion. She doesn't cringe at really tough situations. She wants to make the tough shots. And she does.
In our feature matchup on this Monday, 4th end, Manitoba, Ontario. And as Rachel Homan, Yellowstones would hammer just around the guard. And Shotstone still, Team Manitoba back 4.
Almost rolled right underneath, would have been even better. Good shot.
Kind of seen the runner because I don't really have anything good on that yellow.
Nice series of shots to start this end by both leads for us. Problem is for Manitoba that the Ontario Stones are in the top 4 foot right in that control zone.
It's tough to hit either one of them, isn't it?
Just the run on this guy.
Yep.
Which turn you like, the out or the in?
Yeah, I like the out.
It's the right call here, but it could be a little risky. One of these yellows could obviously take out the Manitoba rock at the back.
Yep. Oh, no. Roll it.
Like that.
Okay.
Kathy, one more time. UConn wildcard 2 update.
I'm not sure. I think it's red. They have gone back and forth and back and forth. Facing two, Casey Scheidegger tried to freeze. Is that little bit deep, and so it's not in front. They're going to play the draw, make sure they get the 1, and if they touch it at all, it's 2, or they may just play the draw and then measure.
A little bit more than a little bit.
What does your gut tell you?
Red.
Who shot? It's red?
Looks red.
Joe, Russ, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with red.
Yeah, and these are hard because you might get caught in between here. Are you playing the tap on that yellow, or are you just playing the straight draw?
Yeah, because the tap's for 3 if you can see enough of it.
Who had the eye when you played, Joe? Who had the good eye at viewing those ones?
Oh, Emma usually had the eyes, yeah. I stayed far away from the house, Brian. Just clean the path. Get ready to sweep.
Gotta get by their own.
Haley Burney don't want to clip their own red stone, and they will. And the shooter is, oh man. And now, is it a steal of one?
I think that's yellow, but you can look.
Easy, Sarah's rock, low. Curl if you can. Curl if you can. Seven, we're a little heavy right now.
I want to measure. I'm still going with red.
That gets by. It's a 3.
Oh, it's 3 to potentially 1. It's a 4-point swing, potentially.
Good.
But to your point, Joe, if you play for 1, or are you playing for 3?
We'll keep you up to date on the measurement, and when they find out, we'll let you know as well. In the meantime, in our feature, Carly Burgess.
Yep, hard.
Playing the run back on that Manitoba red stone.
No roll. Watch the back yellow.
And she'll jam the back yellow, spinning and settles back 4.
These yellow ones are stubborn back there, and they've jammed a couple.
I don't mind that. Do you like that, Chase? I didn't see what she called. Sorry.
You don't like coming around the red, eh? What if they freeze behind?
Good throw. I guess it's that, or we have to go full 4, a little open.
You like half open, like top 4?
Yeah, we'd have to be in the 4-foot.
Yeah.
This is the tricky part for this team.
Around everything. Okay. That doesn't look super easy to get around, but I like the call. Like if they freeze this, I can always pick it. Okay.
It's like that comfortable blanket, isn't it? I mean, Emma and Rachel for years, right?
Yeah, and the hard part is Rachel's not just calling the shot she wants to play. She wants to feel out what Tracy likes.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's hard to go. I don't know if it'll finish. Yeah. Whatever you like, Rach. Just got to make a call, I think. So, this is the
Got to be a bit
overcount.
careful, though. Kathy touched on it in our first event, the points bet. At this point in time, Tracy's the most important person out there because she's the one that's got to execute this thing. So I'd love to say, hey, what do you think of Tracy, or what turn? And, you know, the strategy's one thing, but she's made a few of these in her career, and I'd like to see her a little more engaged.
Go ahead, then. It's all you. 6. It's running too much room.
We'll never forget that Olympic curling trials final, 6-5 extra end, losing to Jennifer Jones in 2021 in Saskatoon. What a run that Tracy Fleury had that year.
Yeah, one shot away.
Man.
Brilliant. They were undefeated, I believe.
They wanted that to stop a couple feet shorter. Now Team Manitoba has a chance to, if they weld a freeze on here, it shuts down the big end that was building for Team Ontario.
They're still looking at a rough set.
Problem when you're shouting down about calls, you're on time clocks, you don't want to waste any more time, you finally decide on a call, and then sometimes you don't take the time to puzzle out, well, what weight am I throwing? How am I going to make this? You just rush it a little bit, and you don't often see Tracy miss those really important draws heavy.
Yeah, you've got that internal clock, don't you, that we're wasting time, so then you rush in there and miss it.
Yes, you gotta go. You gotta go. Hard! Okay.
Good shot, though.
Mac? That's her last one.
Oh, yeah.
Why were you guys sweeping that? Just wait, or are we just sweeping early now?
No, I thought it was weight.
Okay.
All right, so after the measurement, it was 1 for UConn, so 4-1.
Too bad.
UConn leading wild card 2.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's the call, though. If you get the guard, that's okay. Okay.
I love this call, and
You got it, Tracy.
yeah, this team does this more often, I think, than a lot of teams. So the peel weight, try to pick it right out of there. Yes, you lose your back one, I would assume, and then they're still sitting 2 with hammer.
I like this. Okay, let's play it. You got it.
Tracy's been making a ton of these this year. I think being surrounded by Emma and Rachel, she's really narrowed in on this big weight ability.
Yes! Gotta go. Hard!
But the scrub right out of her hand. just by the red. And trying to, as Kathy would say, scooch it out sideways.
Good shot.
And pretty good shot.
Very nice.
Great sweep by Sarah Wilkes. When you're the sweeper close to the center line, you take a look at the other end and you see what part of the center line do I want to be close to. They saw immediately out of the hand that they had to sweep this end to end. And just to speak to Sarah's athleticism and overall fitness, she is expecting a baby in a few months from now, and she is still working so hard out there.
Yeah.
And did a heck of a barrel roll last night to protect herself and the baby in what could have been worse than. So that was awesome to see her athleticism to that one stone that she clipped.
Yeah, it's a scary moment when that happens, and thankfully she was able to get herself twisted around, and she's keeping her feet closer to her center of gravity, I've noticed, in her sweeping technique, and going more for speed to be an effective sweeper, and just got caught on a rock in one of those logos.
Yeah. And thankfully okay.
Whoa. You can't bounce. Yes. Go bounce on this line. Yep. Hard line. Yes. Way to it. Way to it. Whoa. We're there. Get it there. Line straight. Tap it. Yes. Good.
And Jennifer is drawing so well today.
Nice toss.
You can't draw, you can't skip, and that's been her get out of jail shot forever.
Update time again. Saskatchewan, Quebec. Kathy?
Well, you see those two Yellowstones in the 4-foot. There was a guard that was missing when Robin threw her first one. She went right through the middle of those two yellows in trying to play the double. And so it was then guarded by Laurie St. George. And now she has to get to the inside of a stone that she can hardly see. Needs to get full 4, biting the hearts against 3.
Kathy, 63% hammer efficiency for Saskatchewan and Silver Eagle this week. That leads the field.
Okay, 2. Yeah.
But not to be there. So a good steal by Laurie St. George. And she's got the lead, 3-2 after 4.
Big, huge game for both teams.
I mean, this is pretty precise, too. It's not a great shot. Sorry? I don't mind either. Whatever you like. Like, this one has less, like, risk, maybe, but to leave something. But if we know this line better, I like it. Okay, we can guess out here. Problem is, if I chisel, I might throw a guard. Yeah, that's true. I think we can probably, like, this is pretty much your draw line, right? We could get a hair wider than your draw line because we're just going to be top 8. Okay. It's going to be a bit slower.
Think an angle freeze here, or are they going to actually try to top it? It's overburied. I imagine.
Like 14.5 here, Em?
Just freeze.
Yeah, I think Tracy's just indicated the freeze right on the side of that red. Maybe a chance to do something with it later.
If you get it half on that red one, then that yellow raise could be for a lot of points.
You know how times have changed for us? You know how I know? No stopwatches anymore. We got our phones doing the split times. I love it.
Just like if she
all right, update time. Kathy, do you have a stopwatch or a phone over there? What do you got?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Well, you got an update. You give us that.
I looked around. I have no equipment. Well, it is a situation where Suzanne Bird has struggled with draw weight, and that's simply been the story. She was trying to freeze on her first one, came a little deep. It is a pocket that Carrie can draw to for 3 points.
Carrie Anderson, 96% so far this afternoon.
Oh, you. Line's perfect.
Do you need this? Okay.
No.
Yeah, then. Straight.
I think you're close.
Case. Yep.
Burchard, Harris.
Yep. You're still in the red. You're good.
Guiding it in.
Oh.
Little tap, and look at that. 3 on the board for Team Canada, Carrie Anderson.
If you're off, you're fine.
And a 4-1 advantage. And we'll start a GoFundMe page to get Kathy Gaucher some sort of equipment.
It's not bad, and it blocks her draw. A little bit less. Oh, no.
So Rachel getting caught on the side that they had not seen yet this end. They thought that she needed to throw a little bit extra. I timed a 14.8 on my cell phone, and it came up light. So just going to show that if you don't use this side, it looks like you need to give a little bit of extra weight. But that was the smart way to miss. Anything heavy would have helped Jones there.
So I think that a little bit less weight, eh?
Yeah,
that was nice.
Speed's good, yeah. Close. Top 8, top 4. Top 4. Yes. Yep. Line only. Yep. Whoa. Yes.
You gotta go. Hard.
Jennifer Jones with her final stone here in 4.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
They want to make the draw for 2 harder for Team Ontario.
That's fine. Okay.
And block that
I
path.
thought I had less, so I did.
Okay.
Might still be there.
Not bad.
That's good.
That rock is definitely in the way, though, Russ. It's tight to the
Oh, for
house. Team Homan will have to come pretty close to that guard.
Yeah, this is the widest we've been.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking the same weight I just threw.
same, or do you like it here more? Because this is the widest we've been.
I can see the frost.
Joe, when you
here
were
and it's not
sweeping,
here.
were you a
I think we can
feel
carry it
rusher?
on the
Did you rely on the clock, or both? What did you do?
All feel. I was bad. Timing that. Some sweepers time that backline to hogline split to get an idea of what the speed of the rock is. I had bad eyes. I've timed with teammates, and I was never even close. You miss some stuff, too, when you're looking at the hogline and the rock instead of the thrower and the arm and the body speed, and I always felt I was better with my eyes.
Yeah, and after the rock's over the hog line, things happen to it. You have to be able to make that a judgment with your eyes. A little bit wider where there's a dusting of frost out there.
Rush, she's got one.
We've there, 7. Yeah.
Trying to draw in for the first 2 of this game. Final stone, Rachel Homan here in 4.
8. Room. Curl. Just for weight. Line's great. Line's great.
So go.
Needs a little better than full 4. Has to curl up a little more and stop in time for her 2. And it will. Great draw weight, Rachel Homan. And our first 2 in our feature game as Ontario leads 2-1 after 4. Welcome back to our Scotties coverage here at Kamloops on this Monday afternoon. And our first 2 on the board, courtesy Rachel Homan. A nice draw and a tough path, Joe, that she had to take and go around to secure her 2, finding that 4-foot.
Yeah, especially her first one came up dramatically light. She was 8 to 10 feet lighter than she expected to be. So to be able to find the side of the button or full 4 like that, that's going to feel very good for Rachel Homan and her confidence with draw weight.
Russ, fair to say there's nothing more dangerous in an event like this than a skip with draw weight in their back pocket.
That's exactly it, because first of all, you can bail yourself out. Like Jennifer made a great one too, or it could have been a bigger score. No question. And then I think, I know myself, my strategy got a little more aggressive and maybe put some more pressure on the opponent because you knew you had that shot, you know. Whereas you might run a little scared if you're not making them.
Yeah, what you're seeing, these are 2 fantastic teams, and they're making the right guesses now. They're going to a different path, and they learned from the other one, and you see they're able to put that rock on a dime. And that's what happens as the week goes on. They see the ice tendencies. Maybe they don't know everything about every spot, but they make that guess properly, and the outcome is fantastic.
I like it.
Joe, the only person in the building that might have a better TikTok game than you, and that is Emma Miskew.
Yeah, she's been active on social media this year, and it's been great to see that playful side of her, because she's all business on the ice. She's so intense. She loves to play the game and come at it with that fierceness. So for people to see the other side of her, and she's also dropping some curling knowledge, which is really nice to see.
We try to get low.
Okay.
Just move these around a bit.
Yep.
I'm just seeing hack.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice
Good
to
throw.
get here. You threw this. Run's nice.
Yeah, run's nice. See the line.
Team Homan's applied a lot of pressure in the first 4 ends.
What's ideal here, Russ? They're trying to jiggle around the angles a bit.
Yeah, and what I like here, a lot of teams will throw a bullet down there. She can save her shot rock this way with the soft weight. Yeah, just kick that one out. Maybe get to the inside.
Kathy, that is a wall of red up front. Another update. UConn, wild card 2.
Well, troubles again on her final stone. Haley Burney threw it in the top 12. They looked at playing to hit the crotch and hoping that the forward momentum would go into the forefoot, but it probably won't remove it. So coming off her own, way out in the wings, trying to remove it, could be for 2.
Okay.
And that is way out there in the weeds, halfway to Alberta.
It's another steal.
So full credit, though, to this team from the Yukon. Haley Burney, as the Yukon looking for their first win at the Scotties since back in 2019 versus Northwest Territories. Meantime, our feature, as Emma Miskew drives yellow in, jams on the yellow, and it's still Shot Rock, Manitoba, top hearts.
Still think I like that. You guys like that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're Jennifer Jones, there's still a lot of rocks to come for Team Ontario.
Right.
It's a good situation, but a few doubles away from a very simple end.
Yeah, you could hit the red onto the yellow, get the closer yellow, but then you're rolling out, and this rock that they're hitting now could go on the scoreboard.
A little bit. No, no, Carly.
Hard. Push. You got it. Push.
I don't
Carly
know.
Burgess trying to carve it over.
Keep going. We got to try to.
And
Keep
will
going
this
all the
have
way out,
enough
all the way
juice
out.
to go
Push,
right out?
Good sweep, Jen.
Okay.
And it just will.
Again, outside in, that's the theme. You get a little outward motion on the wide shots to the middle. They're not coming back.
Which turn is this in turn? Yep. Okay. Pia. Yep.
You have to think it's a big adjustment for Mackenzie Zacharias from skipping her whole life to now playing front end. As a second, you need to make sure you get something out of every one of your shots. When you're a skip, it's pretty much all or nothing, and you can zero in on that shot every time. Having to think about tolerance is an art. Still try to make the shot, but know how you want to miss it.
Well said.
Russ, you see it all the time, the pro miss.
Yeah,
Right,
right,
on the right
exactly.
side.
You know, you can, if you're a golfer, you can miss in the right-hand rough. You can miss in the left-hand lake. One of them's smart.
I know where I'm going.
9.5. That's a run straight.
You got it.
Roll it big, Em.
Yeah.
Tricky double. I think they're just going to go for the one, eh?
Yeah, stick around somewhere in the rings, and Team Homan will have to be careful. Three Manitoba rather rocks in the house here.
Carly Burgess for Team Manitoba.
No roll. Miss ours.
Sit.
And don't want to lose this shooter.
Okay, Cart.
And it will hang on. They're back 12.
Actually, it turned out better than I think they wanted.
We just nose it.
Lots of red separation now.
We just nose that.
Holman has to do something with that shot rock at some point.
See, Emily Zacharias has phenomenal footwork with her sweeping. She's right on her toes, and her feet are actually outside of her hip line. She has so much downward pressure on that brush.
Okay.
Pia.
Need to make some red rocks go away here.
Yep. Okay, nose is okay.
We've seen these go crazy in this spot, Russ.
Yep, right, exactly.
But
Inside out.
You can't
Yep.
over ice here and risk flashing, though. Have to stick in the rings if you're Team Homan.
Close, clean.
All great numbers you see for Tracy Fleury with her hits. And she'll roll it a bit inside top 8. The gang is back and still going nowhere. Don't miss all new episodes of the hilarious fan favorite, Party Down. Season premiere Friday, February 24th on Stars.
10. Let's go. Same way, Car.
I'm assuming that was.
Yeah.
Tracy missed the double, but she rolled to a pretty good spot. The double back would jam on shot rock, so just hitting the one for now.
Yep. Just 10. Little light.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Yeah.
Just watch Emily Zacharias' feet. They're so far away from that rock.
No. Good.
So again, Russ, your point, 3 spread out with Hammer here, Team Manitoba in 5.
Yeah, keep them as far apart as you can.
I'll just tighten it up and get under there.
Okay, but even if we get to there, the double's always going into their own.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
I think you need less than board to roll that low, but.
Okay. Do you ever think this is there? With a missile? Half a rock?
Yeah, you can try, yeah.
I think it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely there, but it hit a little thicker than half a rock.
Thick half. Okay.
Joe, it's time for a key shot, courtesy Rachel Homan.
Yeah, we've seen Rachel really accurate with the bullet so far this week, and it's been draw weight that's been a bit of a struggle. And having her go into a different path out wide, the sweepers did a great job managing this. They let them know that on line it needed to go, but it was a little bit heavy, so really good communication on this. Made a great guess from the hack and put it right where it had to go, just back button. That's a big second point for Team Ontario.
The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together. And now a rocket on the way from Rachel Homan in real time. Big rotation, big weight, hits the O across, moving enough. What a shot, Rachel Homan. She saw it, she wanted to play it, and man, did she ever convert.
It's okay. Good sweeping. Great shot.
But, Joanne, that was our key, wasn't it? To be aware of the bullet.
And even you heard Rachel as she went by the sweepers and said, sorry, not my cleanest throw. I mean, that's the athleticism there to be able to make an adjustment when you're bombing out of the hack like that. You can tell she's feeling it.
Yeah.
You made the comment, I think I was listening in the broadcast, Joe, just about her time hog to hog and what she can throw, which makes her a special player at this level.
Yeah, she has a lot of explosive leg drive. She doesn't have to shove the rock to generate that kind of speed, which allows for so much more accuracy on arena ice, especially in this venue. That release can make a big difference on line. So because she doesn't have to add that speed, we're seeing her just make a ton of these.
Now it's Jennifer's turn. Thin double.
Yep.
Yes!
The out turn now from Jennifer Jones, trying to answer.
Girl, really hard.
And a little too thin, and where does that yellow go? And it will just come out. Back house.
Yeah, or you draw one and you just fell back. Yeah.
Yeah, that was made halfway down and just brushed it a fraction too hard. And it's easy to make that mistake. They had to hit it so thin.
Looked like it wanted to come.
Yeah. I was just thinking that's two different shots, the hit and roll or the double.
14 and a half?
Yeah, 14 and a half to tee here. Okay. Is that too much ice? Yeah, I agree. You could take a little less. That's like my corner guard ice.
Okay, and it's up to speed?
Yeah, the middle's not frosty either.
Okay. Yeah, I can see I won't be in it.
Yeah, really light. Hard.
Hit game, pretty good.
Hard. Go.
93% so far on this Monday.
Nice, great.
Emma jumped on this rock the second Rachel let it go.
Gotta be T. I think we're okay. Gotta go. Finish it, Em. Finish
It'll
it.
glide inside out quite nicely.
Finish, guys. Go.
You guys really scared me.
You scared us.
You would never do that, Joe, would you? You'd never do that to Skipper.
You know, just to offer the front end perspective here, I just swept a rock pillar to post. I prefer to hear a good sweep from the skipper.
Just wasn't quite to the extent that I wanted to see.
Well, and that's a good comment from Sarah. If you're throwing in a spot you haven't seen as much, without that extension to continue the rock, the life of the rock, rather, how she normally throws, you hit that immediately. It keeps him from starting to slow down. It keeps it in the good stuff. That rock didn't curl early, and that's why that shot was made.
So the force is on.
Same shot Jennifer threw against 5 in the first end.
Final stone in 5. The out-turn draw, Jennifer Jones.
Line's hold it. T-line. Yeah, go. Not curling that much yet. There it goes. T-line. Looks like you can't hurt it. Yep, heads down. Go, go, go. Right up, right up, right up.
And a good judge, a good throw, and a nice team shot. Jennifer Jones right on the hearts. Both these skips with some lovely curling thus far in our feature in a 2-2 tie.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Home Hardware, here's how. And by PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada.
Team Manitoba, Coach Glenn Howard, as the champs who went undefeated in Manitoba to get back to the Scotties. Right now in a 2-2 tie with Rachel Homan, Team Ontario. And Joe, it's time for the numbers after 5.
And two great teams, of course, were tied. And the story of the game so far has been draw weight from the skips. Jones with a must-make draw in the first end, and Homan with that bonus point in the 4th. You see the seconds with quite the big disparity. Mackenzie Zacharias is struggling out there, and Emma has the edge.
After 5, brought to you by PointsBet Canada, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Really is such a beautiful part of the country. Great to be back in Kamloops for this year's Scotties Tournament of Hearts. We'll step aside.
Every game is going to be a grind out there. You can't take any team lightly. The field is amazing, and maybe we can give the old veterans a little run for their money this week and show them what we're made of.
We love curling, and it's an enjoyment for us. It's, you know, our chance to do something that we love, and we're all competitive, and we're very grateful to be representing Northern Ontario and to be living in such a great province. Couldn't ask for anything better.
The two-time silver medalist, Krista McCarville, finalist last year in Thunder Bay, taking on Megan Walter. Team Wildcard 3 tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. As Vic, Russ, Joanne, Kathy have you covered tonight. Draw 9, Pool B. Welcome back inside the Sandman Center, and a 2-2 tie through 5 in our feature. Just the 1-2 on the board came in the 4th end, courtesy Rachel Homan with that nice draw. And Homan with hammer back here in 6, throwing the Yellowstones.
Just a slight error in that first one. Emily trying to get it on the center line close to the rings, got it half in the 12-foot. That's death when you do that, because now in this case Ontario could hit it dead on and not be in the rings. And Jennifer Jones could not do anything with that yellow rock. Nothing worse than just barely in.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, Team Ontario has the hammer. They're looking for 2. They probably would have thrown a corner guard if that centerline guard had been made. But you want to make the other team pay for the mistake. You're not going to ignore it. You're going to hit that, and especially because you want your own rock in that control zone. We're going to see them try a split here, get some separation, and sit an early 2.
Stay on it for line. Yeah,
mine's good. Okay. 10. Whoa, whoa. Close, close. Lead. Emma.
Should curl here.
Nice shot, Sarah.
Nice job by Sarah Wilkes in her 6th Scotties appearance, who won that Scotties title back in 2019 with Chelsea Carey beating Rachel Homan, in which was one of the biggest comebacks in finals history, down 5-1. And she was the 3rd that year on that team.
See the line, Mac.
Brilliant call, and I think with Tracy being the skip, it's not hurting the team either, because she's so good at judging. That was a very tough line call. They got it perfect. Not only split it, but there's no double.
Solid. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Solid. Yes. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Whoa. Yep. Keep going. Yep.
Nice shot, Matt. Nice shot.
Matching shot for shot here in the 6th.
Yeah, that's nice curling.
And that's a great long roll. Slight stagger on those 2 rocks at the front of the rings. Could be trouble for Team Ontario later.
Easy. Whoa. Just talk. Sarah. Curl.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah. Whoa. Yeah, go ahead. Gotta go, Sarah.
This, Rachel Homan trying the backward sweep to help make this curl.
Whoa!
Wrong
I think
speed.
I like the guard.
Yeah.
Guard this one. Split center.
Okay.
It's good speed here.
Yeah, this is going to be fast.
Okay. Halfway.
They called wool right at the end. They didn't want to nudge that rock even farther behind cover.
You got room. We're there. Spite center's all you need.
So a nice first rock from Mackenzie Zacharias. Her second on the way here in 6.
Clean it.
Joe, after an event like this, how gassed were you? How long did it take you to recover as a front-end player, and how much pride you took in your sweeping in that part of the game?
Oh, this is a marathon. It is such a long event, 10 end games, and you have so much more adrenaline in play because of how much every rock matters. You're in front of fans. You're emptying the tank on every single rock. And it was about a week after an event like this because your body is just toast. A lot more calories burnt sweeping than people think. Once people started wearing those heart rate monitors, seeing on their Apple Watches or Garmin or whatever, you can see how much energy is expended in these 3-hour games.
Yep.
Woo!
Good shot.
Oh, great throw.
Good call, Trace.
Nice little rebound there.
Well curled end here.
It's always nice to throw 2 rocks in an end, right? You always have a chance to. The first one isn't so good. You could rebound with a second. That's why I always played on 3-man teams, so then I got to throw 3, right?
Wait, close. Whoa. Little down, if anything.
Clean it. No! Clean.
Clean him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep. Yep.
Roll it, man. Roll it, man. Roll it. Right to the T line. Go. Very nice.
Good car.
Another great shot. Just now the double's not there.
A couple of really nice precision hit and rolls from Team Jones this end.
Is it ever?
Normal?
Yeah.
You know, they don't look flashy, but those are absolute
down,
precision. The right speed.
Here.
You have to
You're close.
make sure Jennifer realizes what speed's coming at you.
They look pretty close.
Little big. Close. Clean it. Yep. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Tracy Fleury.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
The hit. She'll roll inside to the 4-foot.
Perfect again.
Okay.
Russ, who's got momentum in this game right now?
That's a tough one. I was just thinking it in my head. Ontario's been the better team. Percentage-wise, they're up about 10 points. They've had Jennifer in trouble a lot. Jennifer's 2 points, where one was a draw against 5. She was forced again last end. So I would say Ontario, but what tends to happen when you know you're out curling somebody, in this case you're not even winning, it can flip in a hurry.
So considering you didn't answer my question, I'll ask Joe.
Clean. Curl.
I'd say with a 2-2 tie, it's hard to say who's got the momentum right now.
Oh, there's a better answer.
9. Good call.
Yeah.
Joe, you won that one.
Pretty thin. Yeah.
I think, to Russ's point, a little bit of a slow start for Team Manitoba, but the game is still tied, and that is great news for them. And you might see Team Ontario start to force it a little bit. We're all over these guys. Why aren't we winning by more?
Right.
And the risk when you start to force things, you're playing Jennifer Jones. She's one great shot away from putting you in a pile of trouble, always.
So true.
Took a while, but we got there, Brian.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we got 10 ends, guys, so thank you. And a nice double there from Tracy Fleury.
9.5. Good.
I think that can be the worry for, in this case, Rachel. You know, they've played a perfect game. They've They've scored their deuce when they had the chance. They forced twice, but here we are an hour and a half into the game. They haven't pulled away, so you can make mistakes by getting too aggressive too soon.
Through this one, right, Harley?
Yeah.
Remember, it just ran nice.
It ran nice, yeah.
We're seeing this end with the precision hitting. Both teams know where to put the broom. All of a sudden, great ice reading. They're figuring out those trends. Not seeing any rollouts, no flashes.
Yeah, they tightened this up, haven't they?
9.
How about that? 700th game for Manitoba at the Scotties. Second most all time. And a bonus for us if you can figure out who the first is.
Alberta.
No. No. But I'm cheating because I was told in my ear.
Ontario?
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Throwing it? Just straight through it. Okay.
Yeah, they'd get there first. They started a little sooner.
701. So just a 1 game difference.
Yeah. Easy. No. Straight here. Easy. No. Curl. We're fine. Whoa. Good. 8, 9. Just subtle, keep it there, but enough. Got a jump throw, good.
Joe, when you get in a game like this, I asked about momentum. 2-2 tie, great shots, 6th end. You know, there's nerves at times, I'm sure, to start, but are you just in a zone at this point? Has everything kind of just, the focus dialed in a little bit more in a game like this?
Yeah, and honestly, ideally in every single game, that's what happens. But when you're playing against a team that has been your rival for a decade, you enter just a little bit of this intense zone of flow, and everything falls away the rest of your life from the time that practice starts.
Nice throws. Yeah, good end. Very straight. Yep.
A chance for another blank. Here in 6 in a 2-2 tie. Final stone, Rachel Homan. And another blank on the board. It's been a good one. 2-2 tie here in our feature at the Scotties. Just over 90,000 people call Kamloops home. Beautiful golfing in the area, hiking, some wineries nearby, and a great spot for us this week at the Scotties here, 2023 edition. And as we bring you back inside the building, and Kathy Gauthier get us up to date on the action across the ice.
Well, on our feature sheet, we talk about the difference at the second position and that big draw by Rachel. For Robin Silvernagle, missing the wrong way, rolling just to the outside, just a little heavy, just a little light, and Laurie St. George is just pushing. And that is the way to be ahead. And same with Haley Burney. She is putting a lot of pressure. Look at the team percentage for Casey Scheidegger. And that is because Taylor McDonald is at 77%. They're in the 40s otherwise. Tough. And Suzanne Bird, her draws are so close, but she's 6 inches too light or too heavy. And that is why Carrie Enerson is coming through. And Val Sweeting at 100%.
Wow, unbelievable there as they try to go 4-0. The only undefeated team thus far in the field of this year's Scotties. And you see in our feature a blank on the board in 6. So once again in 7 in a 2-2 tie, it is Rachel Homan with the hammer throwing the yellow rocks.
Yeah, hard, you gotta cross. Yes, get it in there. Keep going. It's
Hard.
going. It's going. Keep going.
Hard, keep going.
That's good. 14-8.
Nice weight, Sarah.
Yeah, I can get some nose. I don't know if I can get, unless I throw less weight. I have almost all of it.
I'd like to kill it, I think.
Okay. I have
But
almost all.
just hack, as long as, yeah, just hack, even if it stops back 12.
So like same weight as last
We
time?
gotta get low.
Okay.
Jennifer does a brilliant job of explaining the weights. There's too many teams, they just put the broom down and it's, you know, it's somewhere between board and hack. She's spelling it out, what weight she wants or the tolerance.
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
I do have almost all of it. What do you like?
Team Jones has almost 5 minutes more on their clock compared to Team Homan, so they have the luxury of being able to talk about the situation.
Really hard to get low and kill it.
Yeah.
Just it's so dead back here. They
Yeah, I
don't
don't
go
think we're
anywhere.
getting it out. But could always throw like back.
If we freeze, I think the peel, we put it back.
And eventually you just knows it.
Yeah. I think this is really hard. Like if we roll here, it's kind of...
It's not bad. She's got to make the perfect roll.
Yeah.
Like even if we did that.
I have almost all of it. I think I can get low, just I don't think we're killing it all the way.
Even if we just tap it back here, just set something up.
Yeah.
We just got to get to the nose or a bit low.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe...
back 8, back 4?
Back 4, yeah.
Yeah, just move it an inch, maybe back button to...
Yeah,
like
back
move
4.
It. Good, Max. Like back 8, back 4 here's like normal.
If Team Manitoba can force Team Ontario this end and take the hammer in the even ends, in the 8th end, that would give them control on the scoreboard.
Yeah, try to get a tuck apiece, but we don't need a kill. You got it, Max. Okay.
Do you like this ice?
Yep. Back 4.
The awareness, Jennifer said it's tricky because from the tee line to the back half of the rings, it's a little bit, she said, dead. That's a bit of frost creeping up a bit. So you have to throw that board weighter just a hair harder to make this happen.
I don't think they want to kill it, actually, Russ. They're just trying to get to the inside and move this behind the tee line because their second shot.
No, sorry. Whoa. Car. My fault, Max. Sorry. Just more weight than I thought. That's okay.
Well, you know it could be nerve-wracking as a player on the ice, but Kathy Gauthier, you can speak to this as a parent watching your kids. That can be tough too, can it?
Well, it sure can, and that is the family. Sheldon in the middle waving, of course, coached the girls at the Canadian and World Juniors and is here on hand. He also coached them at the provincials because Glenn Howard was busy playing in his provincial playdowns and couldn't be there. Allie Burgess on the far left, that's Carly's mom. Jennifer's daughters are in the back. It's the family section.
Yeah, it takes a village, Kathy, doesn't it, of support?
It does.
You know, everyone, the sacrifices behind the scenes that we don't see, just to let all these athletes chase their dream.
The entire family is into curling. Katie has just stepped away because she's at the University of Manitoba, but Logan was the young man on the right. That's the son in the family, and he is now playing as well. And it is a huge commitment. They live in Altona, which is about an hour and a half outside of Winnipeg. And the ice often doesn't go in until November. So they would drive the girls into the city when they were younger 2, 3, 4 times a week so that they could play and be ready when all the events started.
And Kathy, congratulations to your son Jacques qualifying for the Brier. I know he's watching as well somewhere in the building. So very cool when you talk about that family aspect. So congrats to you.
Thank you. We're very excited.
No. Curl, no roll. Watch the backs. Watch the back.
Well, it's hard as a family member, but it's also hard when your partner is playing. And of course, for Jacques, he has been with Carly for a long time and just recently won BC and will be at the Brier and is very, very excited to tackle Brad Gushue. He saw the draw and he said, welcome to the Brier.
And Russ, you can speak to this. How good is this field coming up in London?
It's crazy good, and not just the big names that jump out, the Cooeys, the Dunstones, Botcher, but they're all on form. Cooey had a wonderful provincials. Brad Gushue, he's going to be around. But the teams down below that are going to scare some of the top teams.
Great to see a couple Alberta teams in the wild card too. Karsten Sturme, great junior player coming up, and Brendan Botcher, basically new team. Same with Kevin Cooey. So looking forward to that as the season of champions continues, as our next stop will be at the Brier in London, Ontario.
We're 2. Yep. Guard. Sure. Yep. Or you come to the back one. Turn you like. Doesn't matter. I was seeing the out.
Manitoba wasn't able to get the hit and roll under the middle situation. I'm a little bit surprised that Team Ontario didn't try to come around those center guards and sit one and force the issue a little bit here.
100%, because it doesn't look like it's a blank.
They might do it later in the end, a little bit early there, and gives Jones an opportunity to chase.
Tight, just tight, halfway tight. Whoa! Off then, Em. It's got a curl. Try it. Yeah, go Mac. Easy! Whoa. I don't want it that tight.
Look at that finish. That's the story now. We got to keep an eye on that. They just seem to walk across late. You get down that middle 4-foot slide path. That, I'd say, was unnatural. It curled maybe 6-8 inches more than it had been.
You got it. If we overcurl, it's okay.
A little dangerous all of a sudden for Manitoba.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa.
On and off for Tracy Fleury here in 7.
Just jumped.
And ticks that second red. It'll jam. And shot stone belongs to Team Manitoba. All right, Kathy, back to you. Update time once again as the Yukon chasing after their first win since 2019 at this event. Wildcard 2, Scheidegger.
And Scheidegger in big trouble. This is the opportunity for 4. Casey tried to run a stone back on her final and just scattered them and left her stone exposed. Nose hit, 4.
Kim hard. Floor line.
Trying to move it over for Bernie. Drives it back. And 3 for sure, Kathy.
With the jam, I'm not sure about the 4th.
Just 3?
We'll wait for confirmation, but man, full credit to Team Yukon out of the White Horse Curling Club. Haley Bernie having a game this afternoon.
3. Yeah.
So it is 3, and Kathy, just to wrap that up, I mean, pressure the entire game for
Pressure.
Bernie. Yeah.
And you know what? The Scheidegger team just off. If they're making run backs, they're missing the stones in the house, and their draw weight is just not on. It's a struggle.
Which double? No. My first thought was hitting that, but the other ones.
Or playing something on
I
the
think
side
this is the
here.
problem. Like sit 2. They're coming around anyways. I know, but we can peel that on your first.
Yeah, like yellow onto red.
I think if we do this, it might go into it.
You like that?
I like that. Do you like that?
Not really.
Tracy, like something on the front, like the double and roll on.
They're just going to wrap around,
Should we
right?
just, yeah.
Call a timeout? Yeah.
Do you want to call it time, Rach? Sure. Time, please.
Yeah, they know who they're playing, right?
This is just there.
And they know the importance here. If they can
Top
score
rock.
a multiple this end, that would give them control leading into the last 3.
I think we got to deal with this.
She's going around regardless.
So their coach, Ryan Fry, prior champ, Olympic champ, will
You
come
make
out.
the outside one,
Right there.
and then
I just,
if you
like,
even
I
nose
think
the outside.
If she makes the draw, we peel on Rachel's first. Try to stick one of
Then
these in, and then she
draw.
has to make a good
I
one,
don't
not
like
to give us a pile.
Yeah.
So I think you're either, the 2 shots I'm seeing is you're either trying to slice that one and roll the one in to second, or you're nosing this. She's going to go around. Rach, you have to play the double peel, and then we're in
No,
a
it's going to
situation.
take me 2 rocks to get rid of this, and we're only going to get 1.
You have 2 shots. You'll have to make the double
I know,
peel.
for 1, though.
Well, no, because you'll have one over
We got to
here.
watch where the shooter goes, because then if we try to play this later,
I
it's
think
jamming,
we roll
right?
it high into the other rock. Well, I think this is going right to here.
Yeah.
And if you hit it high, it might go to here, which is where our rock's going to be.
So if we nose this, she's playing the draw, right?
Yeah.
Then we make the double peel and roll that into the rings.
Yeah, you make it. Yeah, or just that.
You don't think this ever clips the top and rolls up?
Well, it doesn't matter. It still would be rolling
Yeah,
right
30
into the
seconds
floor.
left.
My gut is saying this.
Okay, I like that. So
I like
try to stick the 1 into the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what is it?
Same
Peel,
weight.
I think.
Half?
Peel, yeah.
Same weight.
Like half a rock reach?
I like a quarter. A quarter's still gonna roll.
Okay.
So there it is. You have Tracy saying what her gut is saying, and the team is buying in. The problem is they're still new, so they're working out that communication. It took a timeout to get there. They have to go through all those options because there's so many smart strategists on this team now. I like this call, Russ.
They're splitting? Is that what they're doing, or are they hitting it?
I think they're hitting
I
it.
didn't get to. So, and try to save one of them. Yep. That'll group the reds. I do like this call.
And the stagger is trouble if Jones comes around.
Curl. Curl.
So there'll be some reds, but they'll all be together.
There it is. That yellow pops in. 1 red goes. And opens things up a little bit for Rachel Homan.
Good shot. That would have dead jammed our rock.
They managed to get the reds together, but look where they're going. You know, if you hit that top one,
Fast stuff
like that, the second one goes into that pile possibly, and you might not get that both reds out, even though it's such an easy double.
Yeah, and the way that jammed, Manitoba is now sitting 2.
Yeah.
I just didn't give it any.
And
close. I like it.
Not sure you can make that double go away because of the jam, so it's just free reign for Jennifer after all that. Bad break. Now, Rachel could make it thin, but that's a tough shot.
It's really like a line shot, so I don't really want her to be able to come off of it.
Okay.
So either your T-line, if we're not buried, if we're going to bury it, then top 4.
Okay.
I think she saw your guys' keys, beware the bullet. Just the respect that you have of your competitor, right?
Well, the way those two reds, you're right, the way those two reds are lined up, if Rachel throws it hard and Feather ticks the top one, redirects off the next one, her rock will be going sideways.
Yeah.
Right across, like she could get to the button by making that double.
She's been drawing so well this game.
A lot of room, guys.
Top
A lot of room.
4.
We're going to go for weight.
T-line on this line.
Line's good. T-line right now. The T. T-line.
We'd like to get this buried around the rock in the 12-foot.
Curl. Just T. Just make sure your T. Can we go back?
It'll
Right
curl.
here, right here. Go ahead, Car. Yep. Hard.
T-line. Hard.
Clean.
Weight looks good again for Jennifer Jones as she lies 3. In the meantime, Kathy Gauthier, let's check in on Quebec. Laurie St. George facing Saskatchewan.
Well, the red stone that you see, that second shot, was Robin Silvernagel's final, was trying to play the out turn to get to the face of that stone, was just a little bit heavy, stayed straight, and so it is the team from Quebec that currently lies 1. This is a draw for 2. Full 8-foot plus a bit needed.
88% so far on draws. The lead on this team for Quebec, Kelly Madaw. And we saw Wayne in the building watching.
2.
And is it good enough, Kathy?
I believe so.
1 for definite. Yep, sure.
Well brushed at the end, just carved it enough.
2 yellow.
So yeah, confirmation, 2 yellow, and a nice job. Laurie St. George up by 3 after 7.
And a well-managed rock by Team Manitoba over here. We heard Jennifer Jones in the hack describing to her sweepers, we can't have this sit open and leave the double for Rachel, but if it is good weight, then we can bury it, and they managed this really well. They could have swept it at the end to bury it, but that would have allowed for a freeze for Team Ontario.
I actually think the triple's there, but you can't afford to try it if you don't hit it just perfect, and Jennifer's guaranteed force.
Whoa! That's falling hard.
And you heard that comment, this is falling on them.
Okay, that's okay.
And she'll drive it through the hole.
Track the whole way. Yeah, that's what I thought it would do.
Yeah, if anything, on the out turn side.
Yeah.
You know, like, so we were here.
Yep.
Take a little bit more.
Yeah. That looks good.
All of a sudden, pressure for Ontario. It's their best end.
Bad break on Tracy's last. Really nice draw by Jennifer Jones, and she's going to be looking at 4 on her last. If you're sweeping this draw, the only thing it can't be is heavy. Heavy lets Team Ontario off the hook a little bit light, and Rachel still has to make a nice draw.
Basically dead in front. I've taken a little bit more ice.
It should go once we cross, though.
Do you think it's too much ice? Is that why you're asking?
No, I didn't know where we wanted to put it
Yeah,
specifically.
I'd like to I don't want her to be able to come to it. Like, I'd like it to be a quarter exposed on the intern side.
Yeah, okay. Do you think that's too much?
You take a little less?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Got it, Jen. Let's start. Let's capitalize.
Trying to take advantage here at 7.
Nice. Just 8 foot.
Final stone without hammer here for Jennifer Jones.
Close. Spicy 8. Line's good.
Gotta go for
Go
big.
out there a bit.
It's got to curl a bit.
Tight.
Top 12. Got to curl.
Might not be in the rings.
Deep as it'll go. Bite the 8.
But it's got to go.
Tight.
Curl. Tight.
Hard curl.
They got to work just to get it to the top 12 here. Want to get some paint on this rock. And they'll pull it in.
Really good sweep. Perfect line.
That works.
Just another rock, but
Good.
pretty good.
Good sweep.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's got a curl,
You can see with the Team Manitoba sweepers, and Emily Zacharias in particular, she does such a great job of getting her feet outside of her hip line. They're so far away from the rock. She's putting all of her upper body weight on that broom with a lot of downward pressure. That technique is very hard to learn and master.
And now the pressure on Rachel Homan, Team Ontario. A critical draw here in 7.
Got a little like this. Yeah. Head down.
This time of the game, if this curls early, it's tough to drag it as far as they normally do.
And you heard out of her hand, head down, Sarah Wilkes, Emma Miskew. All they got to drag this in.
Gotta go, Sarah. Gotta go. All you got. All you got.
All they got indeed. Need a big time brush. Got to get it in there. At least full 4 to get the single. How much more can they go?
One red.
And I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a scrub just to give up the single. Some great brushing, and they knew right out of her hand they had to go, and they went.
Gotta go, Sarah. Gotta go. All you got.
And it was a saver in the sense that they just give up the single and a steal of 1 for Jennifer Jones. So a close game continues in our feature in Kamloops as Manitoba leads. Welcome back to our Scotties coverage here on TSN. And Manitoba able to steal in 7 after that blank in 6. So a 3-2 advantage for Jennifer Jones. And Joanne, just to wrap up that point, great brushing from Team Ontario just to ensure it was that steal of 1.
Yeah, you heard as soon as Rachel let it go, I think Sarah to Emma said head down. And that means empty the tank. You empty everything you have, and I will jump in at the end and give everything I have. And they got that rock as far as they possibly could. The choreography of that switch is something they practice a lot, and it adds legs to those rocks.
Just 11.
Good shot, Sarah.
One thing I wanted to ask you, and Joe, I'll start with you on this one. The rotation here for Team Manitoba, obviously it's worked, and they decided, they bought in, they're all in. Would you feel extra pressure, though, as one of those front-end players to go, I didn't have a good game, and maybe I'm the one now on the outside looking in at the big show?
Yeah, I think more than anything, it'll just take them longer to settle into the rhythm of the event. You play one game, and depending on your schedule, you might be off for a day, even 2, with the way that this format is set up. So harder to find your groove, harder to get your legs under you. But they're all playing well, to their credit.
No roll. Actually, watch the roll.
How do you view that, Russ? Just your take on that rotation.
Well, it does. We talked about it before the game. I think you look over your shoulder if you're not playing well, and it's either going to motivate you or hurt you, and it depends on the individual.
Yeah, and part of it too is it kind of gets you out of the stay in the moment, stay in the process. It gets you kind of thinking about results a little bit more than maybe you would in an event. When I played in Scotties, I wouldn't even look up my numbers. I didn't want to know what the storyline is. Am I playing good? Am I playing bad? It doesn't actually really matter. All that matters is that next shot.
Especially at lead, you don't see it very often now, but that tick shot, you miss a couple of those by a fraction, all of a sudden you're curling 60%.
Hold the line, she said. No, whoa, we're bouncing. Yep.
Good throw.
That's good.
T-line.
Emma's had a wonderful start to this event.
Yeah, the shot selection with the 5-rock rule in between second and third actually isn't all that different.
Okay, good shot.
And she's grown into the second position very well.
And winning her battle this afternoon.
Okay,
As you see the numbers.
looks really heavy. It's always M. Try M.
Wait, really?
Try M. No, get off for a sec. Get off. Let it grind. Let it grind. You can't bounce, Carly. Get off. Go M. M. Whoa. Very
And
nice.
it came down nicely for Mackenzie Zacharias. Shot stone.
Try to tap it a little.
Enough room to throw a bit of weight at that? On the corner guard, do you think?
I just think it's a little bit dangerous at this point. The 11 weight leaves a little bit more room for error. The sweepers can stay involved. Keep 2 of your yellow rocks in the rings at this point.
Kathy, update sheet C.
Well, potential for 5 here. It was 5 that Haley Burney faced on her final. She hit and rolled under a little bit, but still a chunk open to Casey.
My goodness, so a chance for a 5 spot and to get right back in this game, down 8-2. Final stone, Casey Scheidegger. Only 1-5 this week, Russ, courtesy Andrea Kelly, New Brunswick.
You're not. Roll that out, Jenna.
And yeah, just not to be. My goodness, jams it. And after all that, it is a steal of 1
There was no pick there.
for Team Yukon.
And that is tough.
Bad. I don't mind that.
Unfortunately, nowhere to hide.
I don't mind that.
On a frustrating afternoon.
Okay. Do you like that as a draw?
Sano's
is good. Okay.
10.
Got something out of that missed shot because of the weight choice. Rolled in the rings. Jennifer's going to have to deal with it.
Hair big. Little bit up.
Yeah. Hard!
You gotta go. Really gotta go. Really gotta go. Gotta go. Roll it in. Roll it in. Okay.
And Carly
Okay,
Burgess rolls the shooter in.
9.5.
Yeah.
I don't think.
That can pay dividends. They're lined up beautifully, so Rachel really can't get in there without any risk. But this will also go. That goes out this way. That goes out that way. Sit 2 for the moment.
Close. It's close. Clean it. Clean it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, gotta go.
Tracy Fleury gets the Reds going.
Keep going.
And how far will that go?
Keep going. Great sweep. Good.
Yeah, it just hangs on.
Great shot, Tracy.
Back
Great
12,
shot.
but a great shot from Tracy Fleury.
Just enough.
They're 1-3. We're 2. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go, Car.
Same weight. That was 9.5.
So many teams here, Brian. I've done a lot of coaching lately, and they'll want to. The desire here is to hit this one and roll buried. By rolling buried, you're behind the tee line. Then Ontario sinks one and you can't get it out. Sit 2. Let them deal with it. Let them make the great big long roll. As Joanne said earlier at the start of the show, nobody's making those hit and rolls.
Yep. Nice. Good.
And to your point, Russ, even if you make that roll, the Reds are going all over it all day long.
Right.
Nice shooting, Mac. Thanks. Draw came over.
Right, same weight.
Yeah, Jennifer's in a nice position here with that front 2 lined up.
Same weight. Go. Curl. 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 Curl to stay.
You don't want to hear that. Curl to stay. And Tracy Fleury loses that shooter.
I feel like they're coming around.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure we get by. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was giving here for M.
Okay.
One got to the center, one didn't. So it was a different throw. I'm thinking a little bit more. I think it'll curl. I'm going to tell them to sweep it aggressive, okay?
Has to be slower here.
Yeah, this is kind of out wide where Rachel had to go in the 4th end for that draw for the bonus point. They'll have watched that and have gone to school already. This is a great chance for Team Manitoba to put some pressure on.
Joe, what was that final comment? I'll get them to sweep it aggressive. What does that mean?
She's saying she wants the sweepers to hit it early to maintain that line. Keep it out in the weeds. Don't let this rock curl early, because the concern is that if it curls early, it will have a hard time getting around those rocks that are so tight to the ring and one that's in the top 12 foot.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. As we get a look at the 4th rock throwers, Jones, Homan, and Homan the edge right now at 87%.
Yeah, a little bit, Cara.
Top four. Weight's good.
Line's good.
We're there. Line's good. Top four. We're there. Line's good. Top four. Line's good. Yep. Line only. Yep. Line only. Yep.
Whoa.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa!
Big push to get it by their Reds, and they will. What a great brush and beautiful weight.
Good call, Matt.
I'll tell you what, Jennifer Jones, look out.
Good sweep.
Nice,
Great sweep.
nice throw. Nice sweep, Em.
Yeah, you too. Nice shot.
They were on it early,
I know.
as predicted, and just in time.
Well, she said, I'll get him to sweep it aggressively, and man, papered by both, and a great spot.
Good call, Matt. Quarters and try and roll the guard.
So interesting, Joe. I asked you earlier in this match, you know, what it feels like to play in these big games, the big moments. That big smile came on your face, and looks like they're all enjoying the moment, loving this competition.
Yeah, and beyond that, you have a big sweep in front of a live audience. You get those claps. It feels great.
Just a touch.
Rachel's going to try to make some noise on this rock top button, and she indicated she wants her shooter to roll over. I wonder if she can roll on with this.
You're going to be really close. I wonder where the red could carry them onto that yellow, though.
Rachel Homan, her first here at 8. Makes some Reds disappear. Got one, got two. And a great job to remove some red granite.
Good ever.
Really close. Real close. Good shot.
Both these skips putting on a fantastic display.
You said you got a 14-2 on Jen's. Yeah, it was kind of wider though. It's like she had to.
Brilliant shot by Rachel Homan, but the shooter stays above the ring, so Jennifer has a chance to put some pressure, to keep the pressure on Team Ontario. If this rock is top button, she'll be looking for maximum separation from that yellow Ontario guard.
Nothing more though. I thought that came down a little bit.
Yeah, same weight's good.
A little bit of a different line. They have to cross the center line.
Line's good. Top four.
More line too.
Line only. Line's good.
More line.
No line. No line. Line's fine.
Make it good.
Close. Yep.
Line's perfect.
Whoa. Yeah. Wait only. Wait only.
Make it good.
Wait only. Curl if anything.
Trying to make another beauty here for Jennifer Jones.
Sit. Step.
Buried top four, shot stone, Team Manitoba.
Couldn't have walked that down much better. Maybe another 6 inches or so. But
That's okay.
Yeah.
spot on with the draw weight for Jennifer the whole game.
What do you think of her speed
Jen
here?
also decels a little.
Do you like
We've seen a pile of draws missed by a lot of good players, and she's got it figured out.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it. I got a 14-1 on hers out wide, so I think it's slow everywhere. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Keep your extension. Okay.
Rachel Homan looking for an answer here at 8. Final stone.
I thought it was all there. I don't think you're all there.
Close for line.
Down by 1, drawing in for her single. Needs a beauty.
Line's
fine. Line's fine. 6-7.
Stay
Whoa.
close. Line's green.
Can't. No.
Might have overcooked it.
Has to be full 4.
Hard, Mac. You got
Has
it.
to
Go.
slow down
Keep going,
right
keep
now
going, keep
and
going
stop
here.
in time. And it glides too far. So a steal again for Jennifer Jones and Team Manitoba. A 4-2 advantage for the 6-time Scotties champ here in our feature. And we have a final. Team Canada, Carrie Anderson continues to roll 9-2 over PEI. And how about a 4-0 start here in Kamloops, trying to win 4 straight for the first time since Colleen Jones will step aside. Welcome back to our coverage in Kamloops, Manitoba, Ontario, and Jennifer Jones. You see that scoreboard, another steal. So a steal at 7 and an 8 and a 4-2 advantage here at 9. It is, again, Rachel Homan, Team Ontario. Yellow Rocks with hammer.
Which turn do you like? I like the out, I think. I just know it's better.
So the two corners now for Team Ontario.
A little bit slower, would you not?
This is the good stuff, isn't it?
Now this is a must-score a multiple scenario now for Team Ontario. Come within striking distance. You see they got caught last end.
A little bit, yeah.
Following Jennifer. Rachel and Jennifer don't throw the rock the same way.
Right.
Rachel comes out and has an extension, a little bit more rotation, so her rocks will run better. So after the sweepers watched Jennifer Jones's rocks run and come down a little bit, a little bit of a misjudge. Didn't expect Rachel's to run quite so nice.
Yeah, that little extra rotation from Rachel keeps out the good stuff that little bit longer, and they get fooled watching Jen's.
So Joe, after a game like this, win or lose, when you played, what was the debrief process in a long tournament like this? What was the strategy after a game, no matter what happened?
You'd have to look at where the misses are happening, if there's a trend, and then you look at kind of the structures that your team has in place. Like, what happened on that one? Did we jump on it out of the hand? Did the outside sweeper maybe not look up as much as they should have? These teams have ways that they manage rocks, ways that they make their shots, and they try to find the things that are missing, or maybe not done as well as they normally are.
Would you do that meeting right after a game? You would let it breathe a little bit and then get together, or would that depend on the schedule too?
I think it depends on the team and the personalities and, of course, the schedule. For the most part, I think the teams like to get out of the building. They don't want to have these debriefs with prying ears around.
Right.
But they want to do it as soon as possible. It's a long week. You want to park it, find the learning points, move forward, and start getting ready for your next game. This is a huge game, though, with both teams at one loss. And when the record at the end of the week, if it comes down to head-to-head, that can be the difference between getting that top seed or having to play an elimination game in the playoff round immediately.
4 feet. Gotta go. 4 feet. Need some curl.
Gotta curl.
Need some curl. Curl. Really gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta get to center line. Go. Hard. You gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. 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 Nice spot.
Good, but if you were going to leave one side exposed, you'd like it to be the other side, because now Ontario can hit and roll behind those corners potentially.
Nice to see Team Wildcard, Caitlin Laws, as they have the afternoon and the evening off, and then back to work tomorrow morning versus Team Saskatchewan.
I don't see what the chase gets us.
Their coach Lisa Weigel.
I think so. Okay. It's falling. Close.
Yes!
Yep. Woo!
Emma Miskew
Yep.
clips that one red and not quite out, but off the
Nice shot, him.
scoring area.
Yep.
Off the 4.
They've had a couple of shots that haven't quite worked out the way they want them. Last time they rolled over and left that Manitoba shot in a spot they couldn't get at it. And same thing again here.
For Manitoba, that loss, their only loss thus far, Northern Ontario, Krista McCarville, which just speaks to this group and how tough it is. And you remember Thunder Bay even last year, 3 losses. You really can't have more than 3 or you're in big time trouble to make the playoffs.
Yeah, top 4.
Yeah, when I looked at that pool, you start thinking about how they've all done this season, and you almost have to say McCarville and Kelly from New Brunswick might not make the playoffs. And how do you say that when they came 2nd and 3rd last year? That's how tough that pool is.
Okay, half weight. Hey. I like that.
They just played each other in a close one. And with New Brunswick losing, they're kind of on the outside looking in at this point.
That McCarville team, though, so consistent if you look over the years. I think just one time in all Krista's appearances below 500, always pushing, making the playoffs, battling for the podium.
Close. Yep.
Yeah, they're a great team. Great mechanics.
Big scrub here for Tracy Fleury. Get it by that guard.
Okay, I got the other one.
And they'll hit that one redstone.
Nice throw.
That curled way more than they expected it to. Out of Tracy's hand, the call was whoa.
Yeah.
It went from right off to crashing on the guard.
We looked at, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Just went sideways as soon as it started to curl. It is the ninth end. On a side they haven't played as much, and we've seen that in the other games. Without a broom down, those rocks can take off.
No, 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 no. They're big. No,
Em, hard. You gotta move it. You gotta move it.
Hard,
Em. Go.
Dig, Em. You gotta go.
Go. You gotta go. Keep going.
Really hard.
Keep going. Good try.
And
Good
just
sweep,
avoids that
Great
jam. Might have
sweeping.
slivered that red, but pushes it through.
Good sweep.
Pretty
I
close
just
to the
set it
corner
back a little
guard.
bit.
That had to be a backward motion on that one.
I see one rock curl like crazy. Your
Tough one, Carl.
instinct is to throw it a little straighter.
You and I were talking yesterday. Tracy was struggling in the game we had recovering, and I looked it up. She was 64% for interns, and that is not like Tracy Fleury. And I'd like to think with the way the Homan team pops them out, gets a big rotation, just they haven't quite got the broom perfect for Tracy yet, because hers curl that little bit more.
No, curl.
And you feel bad for her too. I think she had a couple burnt rocks as well, or not letting the stone go before the hog line. And I don't ever remember Tracy Fleury doing that I can remember ever. Never mind just once.
We were thinking with COVID, we've been 3 years for sure without the eye on the hog. So maybe she got a little bit complacent.
Well, and part of it too, like we talk about the release, she would kind of open her hand and let it go. That was how she used to throw it. But with Team Homan, she's kind of met them halfway. She hasn't changed everything, but she's telling that rock where to go, being more deliberate with it. That adds an extra couple of inches to your release motion. And if she hasn't adjusted where she starts that's probably what we're seeing.
Top 4.
So chance here for Team Jones to put another draw in a great spot and put more pressure on Team Ontario.
They're good. Capitalize here.
I've been lucky enough just to throw rocks in practice for fun on arena ice. It's so hard to explain to the average club curler the difference between that ice at your local club and what this ice feels like, how fast you come out of the hack. It's just, it's hard to explain unless you felt that under your feet.
Well said. I think that's the hardest thing. Yes, it's keen. Yes, it curls like crazy and the rocks are lively, but you get to that hog line in a big hurry.
Line's good. Em's rock. Emily's rock. Line's
Just
nice.
for speed only.
No then. Can't. Just let it die.
Sit.
Okay,
That's probably the only one she's missed all game. They've all been the top 4.
So you might glance and say, oh, look, they got 4 in the house. However, all behind that T line, and still an opportunity here for Ontario.
So close.
Yeah, the one thing, though, it did stop in time. If this freeze is made, the scoring area is very small for Team Ontario to find a second point.
Yeah, this is same way.
This freeze is made well. Manitoba will play another freeze on top, and it'll be difficult to score 2.
Is that too much ice, guys?
That's the ice I've been getting for my come arounds. So should be close for back 4.
T-line.
Got a little less.
Rachel Homan, her first here in 9, down by 2. Trying to generate the skipper's deuce and get back in this game.
Really needs to curl.
Wade wasn't too bad, but again, just caught guys on line ice.
Yeah, I personally think you've played with them, but that little extra rotation, they curl out a little bit less and they go a little farther, because Emma thought it was light.
Yeah, I didn't see the snap on the end that we've been seeing on more of these rocks late in this game.
Stop sweeping them.
Emma did jump on that rock out of Rachel's hand, and when you hit a rock, as soon as a player lets it go, it is going to run straighter for more of the sheet.
I didn't mind it. I just It's just the line's so sensitive.
Yeah.
There.
I think they got a little bit spooked in the end where she came up short. And feeling with that big curl, you can be a bit more aggressive on the sweep, and it was just a little bit closer than they realized.
Yeah, the speed's held up beautifully. If that was draw 1, that is all over the guard.
Yeah, and in their defense too, light there is a disaster as well. That had to be perfect.
Get to the face of this, or even better, to the inside, and I'm not sure Rachel can score.
Back 4. Whoa. Wait for it, Carly. Back 4, Becky. Carly. Hard.
I see less rotation here, so they should be able to carve this over.
Hard. Keep going.
Carly Burgess.
On the yellow end.
And where does that end up?
Just heavy.
And now, an opportunity here.
That shocks me because Jennifer's control and weight's been unbelievable.
A little bit extra weight.
And yet, light is good there.
Wow.
Just that extra speed.
Yeah.
Unforced error.
And you heard her say that to her teammates. And yeah, what a chance for the Skippers too here in 9.
I'll just clean it. Same weight. Okay. Can you grab that up?
So now the key, obviously some frustration after her first, is making sure, bank that info, and get it right this time.
Okay. So we can touch the red. Okay, yeah. Just let her know.
There you go. Get on the same page. And all set in the hack. Final stone in 9. A chance to draw and tie it up.
Not close. It's warm. It's close. 2 feet more.
The out-turn draw. One more time. Rachel Homan here in 9.
Lane's close. Take a look, guys. No line. 7, 6. Yeah. Room. Curl. Line's good. T-line. Curl.
You hear Rachel wanting it to curl. Got to get it there as well.
Weight's good. Curl, Sarah.
Sarah Wilkes trying to carve it over. Make sure it gets there. Clip the red enough, and good enough for 2. Rachel Homan. As the skipper comes through with a pair.
So
4-4 tie in our feature. And why not? Update time, Saskatchewan, Quebec.
Well, those 2 yellow stones, Lori played a short run on her first to lie to. Robin went around, but that stone is accessible. This is the tap for 3.
So impressive since coming out of junior and on the scene at the Scotties. Lori St. George. Good scrub. Catches the red, but not enough. And it will be a steal. So a 1-point game on sheet B. Tied up, coming home in our feature. We'll be right back. It's only fitting, isn't it? 2 of the best to do it. Jennifer Jones, 6-time champ. Rachel Homan, 3-time champ. And it comes down in a 4-4 tie coming home in 10. And Russ, that last end, I know Rachel was frustrated with that first draw and then found a way on a rare mistake in this game from Jennifer Jones to draw in and get the skipper's deuce.
We were just saying that the earlier in the week, that was all those draws would have died, and I think the brushers are just caught a little bit. It's so fast. Mike Merklinger and crew have done an unbelievable job, but maybe it's hurt both skips because they were just at that fraction heavy.
Still good. Yeah. We still have to. Yeah. Can we get shot? Here, did you get a
It looks really hard. I don't think so.
She did clear that top by, like they weren't sweeping it.
Yeah, 9th end of a game, you don't expect for it to be up to speed even faster, but I timed Rachel's draw for the second point. It was a 15-2,
really
which is, that's a hog-to-hog time, and that's faster than it was in their practice. Their practice was running around a 14.5 or so. And every second in that hog-to-hog time is about 6 feet.
And after the hog to the button is just as important, and they're gliding now. They were digging before.
I think that's the first draw Jennifer Jones missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head down, go. Let me know. Go. I think we're close. Hard. Hard, get it there. Line's great. Curl, go.
Good scrub there from Team Ontario, right on top. And Kathy, just want to bring you in quickly. You've been watching each and every draw. What have you seen? You know, talking about Rachel's 2 there in the last end, the ice paths, etc. What have you noticed throughout the start into now?
Well, if you're talking about the ice, for sure it's becoming more consistent. It is still path sensitive, and all ice will be, but what we have seen earlier in the week is that it would almost start to feel flat in the center, and we were seeing Rock sort of pick and stop, pick and stop. They are gliding on all sheets, they're carrying, and the brushers are becoming even a bigger factor than they were before.
That's okay.
Oh, you were good.
Took a
Good.
turn.
That's fine. You love that as a front-end player. If you can open up the margin for error for your back end, it just makes a world of difference, especially with the aggressive play for both these teams.
And I felt, Joe, that earlier in the week, especially the first maybe 2 days, that the brushers weren't able to really make a difference. Sometimes towards the end of the game, you're sweeping, but you don't feel like you're bringing the Rock any further.
Yeah, it seemed like even once the Rock started to curl, you couldn't stop it.
No.
Once it started to slow down, you couldn't extend the life. And it seems like a much different surface today, and the curlers will be happy with that.
2.5. Okay, good. Okay.
At this point in time, Jennifer's got that to make things a lot simpler. Now that over guarded, it makes a decision. She might. That the guard's really not in the way now.
If they peel at some point, we need to.
So Manitoba using a timeout, and the four-time Brier, four-time world champ, Coach Glenn Howard to the ice.
Probably just peel the guard. They got us both ways, unfortunately.
Unless we just like rip and try to roll over.
Beautiful freeze made by Emma on her first.
Yes.
It's creating a world of hurt here.
First, let's peel the guard again. Or we can hit that. And the problem is if you run that in and leave them there.
Do you play like the double?
Do you make this double?
It's not bad. The problem is that if they ever lock one on there, we're in trouble.
You just blast.
The other thing is you can run that.
I think the guard's got to go
You can't get
at this
your red
point.
to come in as an angle raise. That's the only thing I don't like.
Just what's the plan if we just come over here, Glenn?
Yeah.
What's the plan if we keep peeling? Do you know, like,
what can she do with it? We're shot.
She can tap this.
She can tap that.
She could definitely tap it.
You'll always have that angle
The
red.
red,
That's
yeah.
the one.
So maybe we peel.
It opens up the red ones. What I like.
It does.
You peel the guard,
Yeah.
you open up the red one. That's the way to go.
That's what I was just like. It's always going to be.
You know what? I just if you run that double and she locks another one,
No, I know.
then you got a blast, and then hopefully we can have it at the end.
Pick this.
This
Same
is
problem.
best to go so they
Same
can do that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Just
just
a
still
straight
getting
peel,
used to
you
your
try
brother
to run
wearing a Manitoba jacket.
I don't think you do that. No.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Good call here.
You got it, Mac.
Yeah.
I'll go down. I'm carrying that.
Yeah, just stay close.
Yep. If you can.
Again, just the beauty of this game. There's just so many options.
Yeah.
A lot of ways you can do it. Just, execute. I guess at the end of the day, that's what you got to do.
Yes.
Easy.
Hard!
Whoa.
Clean!
Whoa.
Clean! Good.
Mackenzie Zacharias. There you go. Peels the guard. All right, Kathy Gauthier, back to you. Update time.
Well, for Casey Scheidegger and her team, it has been a struggle. They did have that opportunity we showed with the 5, and they decided to play another end, and they are lying a couple. But for Haley Burney, anything better than full 8-foot is good for a single.
Make sure it's in.
Right on the pin. Not breaking yet.
Make sure it's in.
And full credit to this Yukon team who have made a lot of shots this afternoon.
Make sure it's there.
You got it.
They've stayed on the offense once they got the big lead.
They have.
That's hard to do mentally.
Keep it going.
You got it. You got it. Great sweep, ladies.
Well, the back end of Yukon, 89 and 82% respectively. That's pretty good numbers.
Nice draw weight. And that is a final. So a historic game for Haley Burney, her first ever win at the Scotties, and good for her. We'll never forget your first at the big show. And a win over Casey Scheidegger and Team Wildcard 2.
Not where they wanted that one, Joe, because I think the red gets Jennifer to jail for the moment.
Oh, they think they wanted to replace that guard that was protecting the red on the left-hand side of the center line.
Right.
The thing is, if they play that freeze
you
tap,
can get all
still
3 of
three
those.
rocks left. So it probably won't be that.
And then
scary
they
at the
freeze
end.
again.
But
Then you blast.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
True.
I don't know. Do you like it?
Sure. Heel. I thought you meant the 3 yellows.
Oh no, I like the
Yeah.
freeze.
Yeah.
Do you guys like this?
Yeah, I do.
This opens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
She has to make a good freeze. We blast.
Yeah. I
So
like it.
tons of time for Manitoba. They got still over 6 minutes, and Ontario just over 3. So a lot of time here in
All right,
10.
let's make it.
You got it.
They want to clear these rocks and also make sure the shooter rolls off. Don't want that shooter to stay in the way.
Still leaves that little freeze tap though for Rachel. This is certainly not wrong.
Yeah, hard down, hard. Hard.
Yeah!
Hard.
Really?
Carly Burgess.
Okay.
That's okay.
And look at that yellow one. Just shoot and spill right out.
Okay is a polite term, I think.
Well, it's hard to get in there and freeze on your yellow now.
Yeah, the other yellow's kind of in the way, I guess, but it's a rock that can be used. Almost tapped another in for shot.
I think it's just a guard.
And now second timeout used by
I
Homan,
don't know if I
Ontario,
like
and once
that
again
yet.
Ryan Fry.
We could play to do this.
I think we just guard the 5.
Right.
You don't like that? That's what I was just thinking. Tuck a piece around it. So she comes through and noses.
Or shot, we guard.
Yeah. So even deeper then, so she can't. Do you like
Do you-
that?
Well,
Do you think
I
that-
think if we're deeper, she's playing
Do you
this.
think that's-
We're sitting right there.
Do you think that's one early? Like if we throw a center line guard, she's hitting it, right? She's peeling. Then we do it on
You
the.
think she's gonna hit this? Or you think she's gonna hit the guard?
My gut would be that she would hit the guard, but.
And you hear the
My
crowd,
gut
a
would be
nice
that-
acknowledgement for the team out of the White Horse Curling Club and Haley Burney, first ever win.
She always has that, right?
So let's guard this. If she noses that, then we guard
She
this.
can get to the inside.
That was
though.
my first thought. Was
We
to
have-
guard this.
Yeah, she could.
30
but it's-
seconds.
Okay.
It's very.
Okay.
I think that's the ice. Just make the weight adjustment.
Yeah.
They talked about going top 8 on Tracy's last here. It's just a little early in the end. It allows for another clearing shot. I like this. Delay playing in the house.
Right,
Don't
Tracy
give
got
Jennifer
it.
Jones too many chances at clearing this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the option 1 for sure.
Proportional.
And you've got that yellow tap if you have to, yellow into yellow.
Two and a half. Line's close.
Line's good.
Clean. Sarah, clean. It's a two. Hard line.
Line's good.
Hard line.
Hi, two.
Yeah, hard line.
Does it need to curl?
No.
Needs to curl a
No,
little.
no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wait's good.
Let it stop. Let it stop.
Okay, good.
Real good.
Good
Really
spot.
good.
Good judge.
Good shot. Let's go, Cart.
Let's make it.
Just the peel is fine.
You got it.
The shot that's could end up hurting Manitoba was that unbelievable come around freeze by Emma Miskew.
Whoa, whoa. You're fine. Good.
Carly Burgess is fine indeed. Away it goes. And just 4 stones
You wanna hit
remain here in 10.
It's one too early.
I only have one more shot after this.
I know. Is she gonna guard? We'll have this. We're gonna.
Sorry?
I think so. We only have 2 minutes, so.
We could go right here, but then she can play that.
Yeah, no, I don't think we want to
I
curl
think-
that much. I think we want to do like this or. What if
a
we
li-
just throw the same shot?
What about just a little tap?
Yeah, we
We
could throw
always
the same
have that
shot.
slash.
Yeah,
You're right.
right?
Can't guard both.
No.
Just the guard, Trace.
That's the key,
Same
and
shot.
that's the dream of a curler is at this level, you'd like to have 2 shots. Jennifer can't take both of them away.
Yeah, so the concern, if they replace this guard, Jennifer Jones is shot right now. She could just guard, but she can't guard everything.
That's right. There's even the out-turn draw to the button if you really had to. Not that that would be simple.
That's why you sign up to be a skip, though, Russ, right? You gotta love that. You gotta want it.
That's so true.
To have that rock in your hand in a big moment with the game on the line.
Halfway. Line straight. Easy on. Line line. Line straight. 2.5. For halfway. Finish a bit. Finish a bit. Finish. Harder.
Oh, we're there.
Right over. Yep. I think we're there. Okay. Good. Good spot. Real good.
Pretty much exactly the same spot.
Come look at it.
Ooh. Is this stupid?
Yeah.
That's what we were thinking. I just want to know if I miss it, who I have. Like, could I just draw here?
Yeah, and then
I think she's always using this, isn't she?
Yeah. But if I draw here,
Yep.
she nuts it, and then I have a pick.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
If I roll here,
You want to call the time?
yeah, I will. I just wanted us to talk about it first.
Okay.
Lots of
If you
time.
roll, she's playing it.
Pardon?
If you roll, like she's.
But we come here, she plays like a soft.
Yeah, but I should be, and then I just have to.
This should be partially open.
If we can get in here for to outcount what this would be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if we do this,
Yeah.
she plays.
I think the draw's the call, as long as we have to be.
My first thought was this.
Me too.
But if this
if
is
we
a very
don't make
precise
it,
shot.
yeah.
So let's just say I do this, and then she taps, I've got nothing.
We're really, yeah.
If I don't roll it enough, that's probably okay. But if I clip it really bad,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
things that can
it's
go
really
wrong on that
precise.
shot. We'll call it time. Time.
And final
Like,
timeout,
yeah, this is
Manitoba.
It's tough to get.
Edge on
Ideally,
edge,
you'd want to
she
get
noses it, and
top
I have a short
four, guard a little bit of that yellow, but you can't. That yellow's in the way with the draw path.
If we're here,
It's an interesting situation.
and I have
Probably
something.
something.
As long as if she plants it, we're
Yeah.
in trouble. Like this to me is perfect.
Yeah.
Russ, do you ever put a rock right where Emily Zacharias' broom is?
That's a perfect shot. It's
Yeah.
hard. That's the only thing.
Yeah. What about just drawing here, Glenn?
Yep. Yeah, she's going to slash it in. If she sticks the two of them, then
Yeah, but this should be open. Like I'm trying to draw around the red.
correct.
My problem with this is if I hit and roll to
I know.
here and she taps,
I know.
we're dead. I've got nothing.
And that's a really precise shot, so it's probably not ideal.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Not really.
You need to get the
No, because she can do that, and I still
The
have
other
nothing.
option, you peel the guard. You peel the guard.
But then she still does this, and I've
you
got
gotta
no
stuff
shot.
it. You got to stuff it.
Stuff
The
them.
red one's accessible.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't hate the coming in. I probably like that better than the hit and roll. Hit and roll's so precise.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's so
I'm like,
precise.
Yeah, this is perfect. But yeah, I think we try to draw right there.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it.
I like it.
The other thing that they didn't talk about, but it makes some sense here, is you could come down here and maybe just chap off a little bit too, and release this red one a little bit, and that might help you in the long run.
Yeah, the risk there is if you ever leave yellow shot,
Yes.
they're guarding
Yeah.
and you're in big trouble.
Yeah, you'd have to chop on the inside, but I think that's the only way you can hit it anyways with that yellow at the top 8 in the way.
If I'm Jennifer Jones, I mean, she's been drawing so well all game. Both shots, the hit and roll and the draw, are extremely precise. But I'm choosing to draw if I'm her.
Right? So, and then we're.
The
line
sweepers
shot,
are going to have
really.
to put this in the perfect spot.
Can't tap though, right?
Yeah, Jen, they're good.
So both teams have used their timeouts. Jennifer Jones in a 4-4 tie with Hammer here in 10, her first.
Line's nice.
Line's good.
Top
it, yep.
Top 8. Top 4. Line's good. Line only. Easy. Whoa. Wait for it. Line's good now. Line only. Don't want to. Whoa. Whoa. Top 4. Curl. Curl it. Straight. Hard curl. Hard curl. Hard curl. Whoa. Whoa.
Comes in, little tap. And who is shot stone now? I think it is still
That's huge.
Manitoba.
Are they shot?
I don't know.
Wow.
I think it's still us.
Wow.
Shoot.
That's close.
Who is it?
That's what I like, is what they end up doing. Like, as long as you stage shot rock, even a little more curl.
I don't know if I can get it to go.
The angle
Which
isn't
one? And then my shooter's
great
gone.
for Ontario.
It's not going.
Do you think we have to slash?
All right, well, they look it over. Update time, Kathy. Sheet piece, Silvernagle, Laurie St. George.
Well, for Robin Silvernagle, trying to get just to the inside of the yellow, that was on the outside to get in. This is not last rock of the game. It is Robin's last rock. Needs to hit and just graze underneath, just a very light rub.
In the meantime, in our feature, just over a minute remaining for Rachel Homan with no timeouts. Back to sheet B. You've got to be kidding me. Right through the port. You couldn't do that again if you tried 100 times.
Yeah, you hit either one of those, you're pretty safe.
So win and handshakes for Team Quebec and Laurie St. George improving to 2-1 in Silvernagle out of Saskatchewan. That third loss, 9-5 your final.
Looks like Rachel's playing the slash with big speed.
Yeah, she was concerned that her yellow would spill out.
Still might.
No.
Big weight, her final stone without hammer in a 4-4 tie here in 10. Rachel Homan, the yellow slash it in, and she is shot stone now for sure on the button.
But it's wide open that way. I was really surprised he didn't come through the port there, Joanne.
Yeah, she was concerned with how the yellow one was going to squirt out and her shooter would roll out as well and leave the whole forfeit for Jennifer Jones. She felt this was her best opportunity.
I think she's trying to hit that thinner in stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the thing I've always admired, though, about Rachel's game is that she puts the broom down and always believes that she can make any shot.
A little bit low. Okay.
And I guess that's part of being a successful skip in your DNA. You have to believe in what you're doing, get in the hack, and execute. But now in a 4-4 tie, the game in Jennifer Jones's hands.
I heard them say a little bit low. Dead on would do it, too. Can't be any higher than that, though.
It has been a wonderful game. And two of the best we've seen do it. Final stone in 10, Jennifer Jones. And out of her hand, Emily Zacharias, Carly Burgess have not been off this stone all the way. Move the yellow, tap it, and there you go. 2 on the board and a win for Jennifer Jones over Rachel Homan.
Great speed, man. Carly. I made sure to get it back.
This is an outstanding sweep end-to-end. Jennifer Jones threw the right weight, using these excellent brushers to hold the line, keeping them in play, opening up that margin for her. They did such a great job. What a great shot by Jennifer Jones.
You bet. And that is the celebration of a 6-time Scotties champ. Yeah, you bet. Coach and Lauren Lenentine, a high five. 6-4 the final. Manitoba takes it. And head-to-head, Homan Jones now the Scotties 5-5 all time. We expected nothing less than a great game, and we got one on this holiday Monday. So that brings us to the updated standings. We know Carrie Anderson, the only undefeated team at 4-0. What a win for Jennifer Jones. She improves to 3-1, as is McCarville, as is Galusha. And keep in mind, only the top 3 from each pool will advance to the playoffs. It's been a wonderful day of curling, and we're not done yet. We'll step aside and return.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. By Home Hardware, Here's How. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
It really was a wonderful game. 2 of the best to do it. And Jennifer Jones' final stone came down to this. And what did you see on this one, Russ?
Well, a confident veteran curler, because earlier in the week this shot would take off, but she didn't overthrow it because she read the ice right and she had the guns in the front end to get that thing by Joanne.
Yeah, the miss, you could not be wide here, so she gave it a chance here, and the sweepers did a phenomenal job keeping this straight. It's a fantastic team shot.
Jennifer Jones has played in a record 9 finals, trying to get back to a 10th. It's time for the game story, brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee. And as you look at the numbers, Jennifer Jones obviously great on her draws, made that touch shot when it mattered most, and I know she enjoys this a lot. Time with the fans, signing some autographs, some photos, and a job well done on this holiday Monday here at the Scotties in Kamloops. And we're not done yet. Coming up tonight, the finalists from last year, Krista McCarville at 3-1, taking on Team Wildcard 3 and Megan Walter out of Manitoba. Join us 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 local, as Vic Rauter, Russ Howard, Joanne Courtney, Kathy Gauthier have you covered right here on TSN. Early in the week on this Monday, as all eyes focused on that championship weekend. Top 3 from each group will qualify for the playoffs, and we can't wait. On behalf of all of us at TSN, thank you for making us a part of your holiday Monday, and we'll see you tonight at the Scotties in Kamloops, British Columbia.